What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, everything's good, bro. It's another day. We get to come in here, rock out on the mic. Another day, get to see the homie, you know. Can't complain. It's MLK Day as well. So
Yeah.
shout out to MLK Jr., you know, awesome dude. Everything he did from an impact standpoint. And yeah, I finally got like my last major like house installation thing completed today. So
Okay.
I actually am gonna have some like free time coming up. I'm kind of excited about it, Deke. Yeah. So you know things are good, man. Things are good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Basketball tournaments this weekend. My baby girl, they got out here running a point guard, Deke. I was like, yo, my baby, you got the ball in your hands. You know, so it's been fun, man. It's been a good time. It's been a good time, man.
Nice.
Wasn't too cold this weekend either. You know, shout out to the weather.
No, it's gonna be terrible.
These next couple of days about to get bad, bro. Yeah, it's gonna get real bad soon.
Yeah.
But this weekend was straight though.
It's gonna pick back up this weekend coming up too. It's gonna get back
Yeah.
into the 30s.
Yeah, but
Just
tonight
stay there.
till like was it Thursday, Friday time frame? It's
Single digits,
Yeah,
negative.
it's supposed to get bad, bro. It'll get bad. They already hit the kids with the 2-hour delay. I was like, yo, shout out. All right. It's like, man, I had some other stuff getting rescheduled because of the weather. I was like, all right, hey, y'all not soft. I respect that. I think this is a smart decision for all parties. I don't want to be out there either, so I'm with it. With
It's cold. It's
Yeah,
cold.
Man, it was pretty good, man. It's pretty
That's
good.
where we're at, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We're seeing coaches getting new jobs. You know, breaking news: Ben Johnson just was hired by the Chicago Bears of all teams, right? I mean, a team we'll definitely talk about in a little while. But you know, shout out on that one, man. So
Obviously, Ben Johnson was their second option.
ooh, I hear you big stepping out the gate with it, Deke.
Sloppy
Dang on. Hey, bro, it's like that, bro. It's like that, man. So it's a vibe, man. It's a good
Yeah.
time. It's a good time, man. Yeah. We had some good games this weekend too, man. Got to see a Division 4 go down, so we like that. No more Lamar talk, so we definitely
He
happy
played
about
good.
that.
He actually played great, I thought.
Low key, he balled.
People are going to make a big deal about those turnovers, but
He balled, bro.
what's funny is you look at his stats from yesterday's game compared to the wild card game against us. His QBR was actually higher in this divisional game against the Bills than the one against us. It was like an 85 point something. I think his one against us was like 84.
Yeah.
So even with I thought he played great. I mean, the final drive at the end was really good.
I mean, you think about it. Those are all the things that we have questions about Lamar. It's like, can you be the guy that when
He
it's
clutched up.
you know crunch time, can you be the guy that can make the play with your arm? Does it always have to be legs? Are you one dimensional? What's your margin for error? And he showed, man, like even with them 2 turnovers in the game, it's like that dude balled out. And if it's not for just a routine play that Mark Andrews then made 1,000 times, you know, it's potentially a different outcome. Obviously, we know that would have tied the game versus being the go ahead. But, you know, it's still one of them things where, yeah, I'm sure if you're a Baltimore fan right now, you got some questions about what could have been or, you know, potential missed opportunities. But, yeah, I'm with you, man. Lamar, yeah, he did his thing, bro.
I think that drop pass just robbed us of a potential all-time finish in a division.
I would agree.
That's what it was. I mean,
it was
you don't know
it was about a minute left.
You don't know what Josh Allen
Josh
does.
got the ball with 2 timeouts.
With
it
the
was gonna get weird.
timeouts, and then if nothing happens, we go to overtime, then, and that could have spelled for some good entertainment too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So
Yeah, that was a shame.
Yeah.
Just from
from
me,
a football standpoint.
yeah,
viewership
from my
yeah.
standpoint, like a great football finish in a high stakes playoff game like that. I
Yeah.
get that. Obviously, you didn't really mind to see the result because
Don't do me like that, man.
your squad was able to
don't
get
put
up
me
out
over.
of there.
Don't put me on that, man.
But
I'm just a guy that was just over
I
here.
can't believe
enjoying
that's
good
just
football,
insane.
man. Enjoying some good football.
How do you explain that? He wasn't available for media. I just would have liked.
Yeah.
I want to hear his explanation. Like
Some
what
things don't need an
happened?
explanation,
It's
bro.
it's
Some things
one
don't
of
need an
those.
explanation,
It's too
man.
easy of a catch.
It was.
That's
a
the only
layup.
explanation I can think
he
of.
He missed the layup. Like that's the analogy.
the layup.
Don't miss the layup.
High stakes.
He missed the layup, bro. Like it's going to haunt him. And when you think
Absolutely.
about the amount of great plays Mark has specifically been a part of, for that to unfortunately be one of the things that he has to live with until he gets a chance to, you know, rewrite it. Until he gets another opportunity to be in another critical, and it has to be postseason. We know regular season doesn't matter to the same extent. So he's going to have to wait until he gets that next opportunity. And hopefully for him, it could be next year, but there isn't a guarantee. And yeah, that's a tough one. But I do like the fact that Lamar and all of his teammates that at least I've heard, Marlon Humphrey included, have all been like super supportive and making it where it's not necessarily about.
Yeah. I mean, what else you gonna say, right?
I mean, true, but you know how I go, man. Sometimes after a game, bro, you get how you like. You know what, bro? I'm gonna say what I gotta say. It is what it is, man. So I do like that part at least. That the dudes are showing them love. They not crucifying them because they very easily could. I've been in some of them locker rooms where that it gets like that. You like, hey, bro, that was on you, man. You the reason we here. But shout out to them dudes, man. Shout out to them dudes, man. Yeah. And look, and Country Malik, don't be getting on me like that. He talking about some Moats smile is real loud today. Obviously, because the Bills won. No, man. I'm smiling like this because I got my final like installations done today. And I'm like good for a little while, man. You don't understand how like chaotic it gets at times when you're trying to schedule stuff and holidays and weather. It kind of it wears on you a little bit, man. It wears on you, okay? So that's why I'm smiling. That's why I'm so happy, guys. This has nothing to do with the outcome, all right? I'm happy that the Ravens are out. Yeah. So shout out, baby. But other than that, man, let's see. We do have some order of operations for today because if I remember from last episode, Deke, you said we had about 20 to 25 super chats still on the docket, correct?
At least.
If
you want me to actually give you a real count, I can attempt. It might even be 30, man.
Because I'm just trying. That's going to determine how much longer I go with this here intro before we just hop right into it. I'm going to hit this DraftKings because, I'm already seeing them start to flow in a little bit. Tito got a great one to start it off with this Martin Luther King quote. And I was like, I'm going to kind of jump a little bit to that. And then we're going to get back to where we need to. So
I got like 34, 35.
34. All right. So that's the vibe. Then
maybe even more because some of these screenshots might have multiple chats in them.
All right. So this is how we're going to vibe
it.
So this be the vibe. X Concepts. You're absolutely right. That Ravens pack. Holy smokes. It's still super loud right now. It is still super loud. I ain't gonna lie to you, Deke. It's God. All right, I'm gonna focus because otherwise I'm gonna geek out. All right, I'm gonna focus. But yes, X Concepts, that Ravens pack. Yeah, we've been around the galaxy about 3-4 times. By the time we done got to this here show, Lord have mercy. But we good. All right, I remembered enough. I remember to zip the jacket up. That's what I do. I was like, yo, just put my jacket on. I'm good. You know what I mean? So we solid. We good. All right. But yeah,
nah, you don't gotta hide.
Don't you do me like that, Deke. We're in the first. This is the entry part. This is where like if somebody's new to the channel,
this tassel cap's like really tipped
man.
up. You can't see the logo. I know what logo it is.
Listen, man. In the first 10 minutes, I realized we get a lot of new eyes. Okay, sometimes you got to be just be more buttoned up in the beginning of it. It's the little things. Okay, it's the little things. But once we get out that 10-minute mark, all right, yeah, man, we might get a little unbuttoned in here. Okay,
you're gonna loosen up a little bit.
But while we got them new people that's coming on, you know what? The new potential subscribers, you got to be real patient right now. All right, so I'm just real patient. That's it, man. I'm just patient right now, man. But shout out to the Ravens, demise. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. All right. So, Deke, this is how we're gonna do this real quick. All right. I'm gonna read this here Martin Luther King quote from the homie Tito. Good vibes, because I like the way he started off specifically on Martin Luther King Day. Then from there, we're gonna hit this ad, quick shout outs. And then we're just going to start rapid firing, getting through as much as we can, hopefully within the first 35, 40. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever.
And then after that, man, I suppose, we got other more important, pertinent things to discuss today. All right. So with that being the case, shout out to the homie, the one and only Tito with the good vibes, man. Tito with the good vibes. He says, one of my favorite MLK quotes, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. And he puts in quotations, or he puts reference to, once again, Dr. Martin Luther King, man. Shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King, man. That is the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, man. When you think about what he was able to do, I mean, he's a big reason why people like me and you are able to even do shows like this, And I don't take it for granted, man. I appreciate him for that, man. And obviously, we know he had to make the ultimate sacrifice, unfortunately, but shoot, man, I love one of my favorite ones is don't judge. I want you to judge me not by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. Like, love that one right there, man. So shout out to MLK, man. I ain't want to cut you off or anything like that.
No, I think
man.
you bringing up that quote, that's a great one right there.
It's a vibe, bro.
Absolutely.
It's a vibe, man. Heck yeah, man. All right. But with that being the case, man, like I said, man, shout out to Tito, shout out to MLK, man, and shout out to everybody, man, that, like I said, man, just gets to enjoy life the way that we do because of the work that he put in, man. So
Yeah, a legend.
big time respect to him,
Absolutely.
man. Heck yeah. All righty. But with that being the case, man, today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Come on, we talking about the top rated sportsbooking app in all of North America. They safe, they are secure, and just like the homie Deke, they are reliable. But with that being the case, we also know that, man, you got to know why you want to use it. Well, why? Well, because you can get some parlay going on, man, whether you're talking same game parlays or if you want to add multiple games into the mix. You got plenty of options, especially with the playoffs. The NFL playoffs continuing to get closer and closer to the big game, man. So with that being the case, for all of my first time users out there, when you download the app, make sure when you make that first deposit bonus of $5, use the promo code Moats so that way you'll receive $200 in bonus bets instantly. All right, the promo code Moats, you heard me say it twice, so you know it's important. But with that being the case, man, that'll give you a chance to potentially get back into the game, and we'll see what it does from there with your picks. But more importantly, man, I can also understand that you can get lost in the sauce. Might develop a gambling problem, or you might just need some help. Man, if you're living in New York, it's a number that you can text. Shout out to the New Yorkers, baby. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. I said 1-800-GAMBLER. I said you better call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, drop it in the comment section where you're tuning in from so that way we can give you those big boy shout outs to start today's show. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Deke, I think my children actually are getting a little worked up. I think they started moving when I hit that high octave right there. They've complained like maybe the most recent time we did this. They said, Dad.
What, last week?
Yeah.
Really?
They was like, Dad, we usually don't hear you when you're recording. We usually don't hear you up there, but you got really, really loud about something. And we don't know what it was, but you were like yelling and then it just got back quiet again. And it kind of made us feel uncomfortable. Like we didn't really like what you was doing right there. I'm like, oh, my bad, team. Like I was trying to get us more money, you know. I put a little more passion into it, you know. But yeah, they definitely put a little noise complaint in there. I was like, oh
Man.
Oh wow, it's crazy.
Did the builder screw something up here?
You see what I'm saying? It was like, hey man, I was like, oh, excuse me, man.
Walls ain't thick enough. Not as good soundproof as the last one.
It's like, dang man, it's like let me know because we ain't have any issues at the other spot when I would hit the octaves, but now all of a sudden
you got someone to complain to.
It was like, hey Dad, I'm saying like we could actually hear you a little bit. I'm like, what? you heathens? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, who are you? Yeah, man. So shout out to the cheering though. Shout out to the cheering.
Joe Gerbis from the 580 Ada, Oklahoma says Ratbirds to Cancun.
Cancun on 3.
Did you see Patrick Queen?
No, I did not. What did he? I know PQ gave me something good. What did he give me?
Yeah, he tweeted at Roquan Smith, said, "Oh, hey, Roquan, save the plane for you," or something like that. Or we
save you a seat, right? We got you, man. We got you right.
We got it ready for you.
We got you right, baby.
Didn't leave yet, so you could hop on. It's like I get it, but you weren't the one that took them out.
This is also true. But their favorite cousin did. Their favorite cousins did. You know the favorite cousin, right?
No.
We're blue and red.
No.
Come on, man.
No, not at all.
Yeah, man. The favorite cousins did.
Whenever I listen to Roquan talking about Patrick Queen, whenever he said the initial comment, because that's why Patrick Queen made that tweet, is because initially Roquan was like, oh, I think last time we played them, Patrick Queen was talking about a hat and T-shirt, being at a hat and T-shirt game, and I guess he could take that T-shirt and go to Cancun now.
Oh,
The way he ended it though,
shout out to Roquan.
He was like smiling. He's like, oh, I got much love. So
they homies,
I don't think
I missed that.
I don't think Queen's shot at Roquan right there is anything like really dark or anything like really.
You gotta get your
like
homie
really
back
trying
though.
to get after him.
If your homie talk, you gotta get your homie back. But Baltimore, I've realized that a lot of those dudes from over there, they do talk publicly. Like they don't chirp on it. Marlon Humphrey, we talked about his podcast. Like we've seen him multiple times, like chirping, even bigging up dudes. But that's just, I don't know. It's just what they're on. I haven't looked enough league wide to see if that's the consensus around the league or if that's just how they are, Baltimore wise. But yeah, shout out though. Shout out.
Right. So I just wanted to
like
bring that up after seeing that comment from Joe Gerber saying "Rat Birds to Cancun."
Hey man, send them on home. Send them on home. All right, Deke. Did we? I don't even know.
I'll say a few more. That was the
did we
only
do a
one.
shout-out?
Listed one from the 916 Sacktown says, "Moats, I need y'all to end Mahomes."
What you mean by y'all?
Well, we know.
What you mean y'all? Don't do it like that.
Let's
Don't
stop
do it
beating
like that.
around the bush
What you mean y'all, bro? Don't do it like that, bro. It's come on, man.
We got Moats' team versus the Chiefs this week.
Don't do it like that, bro. Don't do it like that. Listen, all of America outside of Kansas City
Oh, they are. I mean,
wants the Bills to win. Okay, so it's us as a nation. All right, it's inauguration day. We're all united again. Okay,
I don't know if I'm in that boat.
It's come on, man. We're all just doing it together. Okay, it's one band, one sound. We all are doing this so that way Mahomes doesn't have more success. The same way we all wanted the Bills to win last week, just so Lamar Jackson wouldn't be talked about Super Bowl and what that would mean to the AFC North and things like that. So we're all on the same page here. I'm with you. You know this.
Don't speak for me. I don't really got a hard stance on any of this. You know how it is. That's why I got the Steeler hat on. It's Steelers or die.
I'm with you, man. That's why I got the black one. I got Steelers
teams,
colors on, bro.
It is what it is.
I got my Steelers colors on.
I just know I don't mind when the Bills lose. I just know that.
But you enjoy when the Ravens lose. See, it's the difference. We don't mind the Bills losing, but we enjoy when the Ravens lose. I think both things can be true.
Yeah. Well, I could maybe say the same thing about the Bills losing. I enjoy when they lose.
That's not the same case. No.
We're just talking semantics here.
Nah, man.
However way you want to slice it.
Yeah, man. Don't be like that, bro. We on the same team, man. But us as a collective, we all would like for the Chiefs to falter. And that's what we're hopefully going to see. But may the best team win. May the best team win.
It's a hell of a matchup.
Bro, they were saying that this is one of the, I think, outside of Brady and Manning, in terms of like head-to-head quarterback matchups, in terms of like non-division opponents. Excuse me on that. Let me clarify. But this is like the second most these teams or quarterbacks have matched up like that. Yeah,
I think this is 4, right?
4 for the postseason, but they've matched up. I think now it's
are they
regular season included? Yeah, they were including regular
Okay.
season as well. Yeah, so it's been almost, I think, either 7 or 8 total times right now. Yeah, because I was like, man, because the record, obviously, Josh kills the regular season. It's like 4-1 regular season, but then it's 3-0 Mahomes postseason. I was like, ooh, baby. So it's about to be a good one right here, man. Hopefully we'll see though.
That NFC matchup.
The NFC one gonna be good too.
Yeah, interesting. It was a very interesting weekend from like the NFC side of things. How those games played out.
It was
very weird, interesting. I guess we'll talk about that later, though, right?
Yeah,
potentially.
All right. Yes. All right. So look, we're already 20 minutes in. Okay. So now that we're 20 minutes in, we're gonna rapid fire or get through as many of these supers as we can get through from last show, and that we'll say at 4:45, that'll be our like cutoff on that.
Okay.
That'll be our cutoff on that. All right. So y'all hit that like button one time for the coach. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel.
Richard Arbizo from last week on Thursday says, trade GP, get Higgins and Ibuka. I prefer 2 over 3. So he's saying Fields over Ross.
Okay.
Both can't return for the cheap transition tag Najee unless you believe in 30 to be the workhorse for 17-plus games.
I mean, yeah, I think that's going to continue to be the convo surrounding the running back room. If you don't think 30 can be the guy, then that puts a little bit more emphasis on bringing Naj back, unless you want to go into free agency / the draft with another hole that you would have to fill. I think that's the downside to moving on from Naj if we don't truly feel like Jalen is ready to take that next step.
Yeah. Or you're good with in the draft or via free agent, whoever you pick up, them being a Najee type or being, or at least taking on like a 50-50 split where Warren isn't doing 70% of the snaps. You could go with that approach. That's probably what I would prefer. If you really like one of these running backs in the draft, just have him be the guy maybe. Well, obviously he's got to earn it, but maybe that's the lens you're going through heading in, or that's the perspective you're gonna have. Maybe grab a couple running backs. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. What would you be willing to invest in the position though? Because like we said with Naj, that production came from a first rounder. Are we trying to invest back to that caliber, or would we say?
I'd go second or third.
Okay. So still pretty significant in
scoop
terms
up
of what
another
we're going
guy
to put
in
in
the
it,
seventh
though.
or sixth or seventh.
Yeah.
See who's available in the back half of the draft. I'd move off Cordell Patterson for sure.
Okay.
He's done.
Because we would all agree a second or third round pick is still nice compensation for that position.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as long as we're not just trying to just casually replace Najee with just
maybe
a
read the board,
you know
too.
what I mean?
Like I said, this draft class is going to be good. So maybe if the running backs aren't going as early, you could wait on that. Maybe you get some value in the third or the fourth. But if some of these dudes start going, you might have to take one in the second.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at some of these running backs and the way that they've been playing even in the postseason. It's pedigree dudes, man. We talked about even with the Lions, it's a first round and a third round who's the 73rd overall pick. You talk about Buffalo, man, that's a first rounder. Derrick Henry, first round. Yeah, I ain't tripping on Derrick Henry. I'm about to say, hold on now. That was a little while ago, but yeah, that was still a one. What was Brian Robinson?
Middle.
I don't remember him. Yeah, I'm about to say.
Maybe second.
Yeah.
Max. I think he was middle of the draft, from what I remember.
I don't mind this. No Saquon.
Yeah, I don't mind this approach. I don't mind it. I think I'm more apt to move off of Najee than Richard here. But trade GP, get Higgins and Ngbuka. Okay. At least you got a plan after trading GP.
Thank you. I'm about to say, give me a plan. I think it's a challenge, though. The only thing I would say about that,
there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, that's
you
what I mean.
make sure you get Ngbuka in the draft.
Yeah,
it's almost
I'm
like we were talking about with Jordan Addison
back
and
up in there
Deontay.
again. Yeah,
you got to make sure you get the player that you want in the draft. AJ Martinez. Oh wait, I honestly just skipped one, but I'm sorry.
Well, the thing is this, Deke.
No one knows.
I'm about to say you have the answers to the test, bro. We're going. If you would have said, "Hey, Moats," if you would have said, "Moats," it's only 17 supers from last show. I don't have any.
Nah, maybe I'll go back.
You know
and
what I mean?
Find
Like,
that
bro.
I'll show some
I'm
integrity.
flying blind right now, man.
But let me read this AJ Martinez one. It says, I'm officially disconnecting my emotions toward the offseason. If we go 10-7 again, I'll stop watching football and live under a rock for 3 years.
I like it. Shout out to AJ, man.
Okay, what was the date from Thursday? I think I got it. I got the lost one. I got the last super chat.
Hey, shout out. My dog said the date from Thursday, bro. I've been researching way too much to be thinking about the Thursday, bro. I barely can think about the Saturday. All right,
it was that boy 23.
Okay.
Check out Bo Collins' tape. Could be a late round steal or even undrafted. Has some problems with easy catches. Okay, but good with yak and contested.
Did he say he has a problem with easy catches?
Yeah,
that's what he said. Easy catches.
Yeah.
What's his name? You said Bo Collins?
Bo Collins. Bo as in like the LSU way of spelling it.
Oh, okay.
Like Go Tigers.
All right.
Okay.
Did he have to include the part about him not making the easy ones though? Like you could have just left that part out. Now you make me not really. Yeah,
that was a tough sell right there.
Jeez, man. Why you wouldn't do him like that? You want us to like him, right?
Well, as an undrafted guy, okay. You can work on his hands.
He was honest with
Hit
us.
the jugs machines.
Yeah, he was being honest.
Jeff H. Can't wait for next offseason offense to get 3 and outs all game. And then we act like, how is the defense do this? Give me a break. Complimentary ball.
What that mean,
This one was a tough one.
Come on, Deke. Come on, man. It's dead, bro.
I think he's saying the offense needs to pick it up. Some of the defense's faults lie on the offense not being able to move it because the defense can't get any breaks.
I think that's accurate. Coach Tomlin brought up that a little bit as well when he was doing his press conference to end the season. They asked him, or I forgot how it came out, but he basically was saying that he doesn't always agree when people ask him like, yo, how the offense perform? It's like, it's not just as simple as the offense. It's like, what did the defense do in this game? How was special teams playing this game? Were the defense able to get the offense the ball back multiple times on short fields or in a hurry? Or was it they could never get off the field? Flip side, how's the defense doing? Man, was the offense able to sustain any drives, or was it a ton of 3 and outs and now they're playing 60, 70, 80 snaps? A lot of that context does matter. But at the same time, when we're just simply looking for the simplification of it, meaning, hey, were they good or not good, and what grade value would you put on it? Sometimes we don't want to take that time to focus on that context, and that's kind of what me and you talk about on the show here. But that was, from my perspective, kind of what he was alluding to, is that context does matter. So, yeah, what that chat was saying is accurate to an extent, man. Yeah.
Colton Troy Fu, aloha, my brothers. Moats, who would you say you're most impressed with this past season? Who needs the most work in the offseason, and what's our biggest need?
Man, so for me, man, the one I was most impressed with, I'm just go off the top of my head. Herbig on defense, Frazier on offense. And the reason why I say Herbig on defense is, man, we knew that he was going to come in, and I felt really good about his ability, man. I know when I went down there and saw him at OTAs, thought he looked good, thought he was, fired up, ready to go. Body looked more mature, and he talked about how he spent that time training with TJ. But at the same time, we knew, man, opportunities they don't just happen here, especially when you're talking about having a guy like Alex Highsmith, a guy like TJ Watt in front of you. But regardless of when those opportunities came for him, he took advantage of them, man, in a major way. And to me, man, it was just one of those ones where, obviously he plays the position that I play, so you kind of got that like personal connection with him as well. But as a whole, that was the dude for me that I would say like really stood out to me from a defensive standpoint. And then offensively, like I said, with Zach Frazier, man, Zach for a couple of reasons. Number one, y'all know with the radio show I do, my dude Wes, this diehard West Virginia fan, man, he's been talking about Zach Frazier for the past 3 seasons to me.
Did he have him as his number 1 center?
No, swear, okay. He's been he wanted him over Jackson Powers, over Graham. He's always like, yo, bro, like that's the guy. Like I know nobody talks about him like that, but that's the guy. Like he's been on him, the wrestling stuff. Oh man, the record. Like so, for me, it was like, bro, now that he's here, this dude better be good. You know what I mean? Like that's all I kept. It was kind of like how I looked at you and Kenny Pickett. It's kind of how I looked at it's kind of how I looked at him and Zach Frazier, because it's like the pride of, yo, this is my guy from my school. So regardless of what fans might say, like I value your opinions of those guys a little bit more because y'all have actually watched them a lot more in depthly at college. So when you would say, yo, Kenny is straight, I'm like, yo, I'm going to lean with that a little bit more because you watched a lot more than the majority of the casual fans. When my dude's telling me, hey, yo, this center we got, bro, he like that, bro. You got to hear him, but he talking about they got a tackle too this year. He's like, yo. So it's like when you keep saying it and now it pops up, you like, oh, all right, bet. So now that I see the Zach Frazier thing hit and didn't just hit, we talk about how he got his opportunity. He wasn't supposed to be starting week 1. My man went from week 1 and just the whole season. We were like, hey, bro, you should be a Pro Bowler. You know what I mean? We like you in the all-pro categories. So that was the guy that I thought really surprised me offensively. And I'm praying today, bet if y'all got another offensive lineman like Zach Frazier just hanging, right? He said it's a tackle over there. Apparently it's like a left tackle.
Where's he going?
They say he's supposed to be in the first round. They say he's supposed to be one of them type of dudes. We'll see. Hey, man, you know how that draft works. Yeah, let him fall. Heck yeah, man.
Now, the thing with Kenny, if you can remember correctly, coming into the draft, I was a little bit more hesitant on drafting him.
True, but you still, like, your breakdown of him when we first started talking about Kenny was still super ahead of anybody else that had, like, just emotional opinions on him.
Once I saw him, because I wanted to see what he did in the pros and hit those benchmarks. And once I saw all that, combining what he did his senior year at Pitt, it's like, I think he can be legit. Yeah, and once we drafted him, too, I felt like, okay, the Steelers know something. The Steelers really have a good feeling here compared to what we might know from the outside because every quarterback was available. Yeah. So I was, once we drafted him, that gave me, like, some better insight. It felt like, okay, I'm all in. Like, let's go with this. But then I thought he balled out in the preseason, hit every benchmark in training camp, and then through the regular season, all the game-winning drives.
Preseason Kenny and rookie Kenny had it,
picking it up at the end of that season. So, I mean, obviously, yes, I was happy with Kenny being here.
Yeah, particularly after it wasn't like a negative. Yeah, it was like
no,
but
legit. No, I was gonna say I think a better comparable would be my stance on Jordan Addison and like a Elijah Cansey.
Yeah, respect on that
where,
too.
You know, before the draft even happens, I'm like, yeah, these dudes are just gonna be legit wherever they go.
No, you facts on that. You definitely did. And the tackle's name is Wyatt Millam. That's his name. Yeah, shout out to Chase Strickland. He dropped it in the chat. But yeah, that's the cat. Yeah, say he's supposed to be another one of them like really, really good left tackle type cats, man. So we'll see. You know, obviously we got plenty of time on our hands to start looking at that type of stuff. But I don't know if I don't think he's this year. I gotta see if he's this year's class. So yeah.
Yeah, Tom J brings up it. You know, it got to the point with me for Kenny going into his second year. I crowned him as being a top 3 quarterback.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I predicted that.
Like
I didn't say at the time. I predicted it. Obviously, that prediction sucked.
But it was still a prediction.
It was a prediction.
I
said by the end of the season, he'll be in the top 3.
Yeah, it ain't the end of the world, man. Ain't the end of the world.
Man, that was tough.
It ain't the end of the world.
It's a tough one.
It's all good. What we got? Who next on the list, man?
Pete the Penguins goes to Sabotage 7. Sabotage Fields. Sabotage Flurry. Sabotage Moats' thermostat. Sabotage TG's phone. And Sabotage the splitter. Who's familiar with the show?
For certain, Sabotage the splitter. Oh, man. You remember when that? Oh, my gosh. Yeah. We've had a lot of things to sabotage the show at times. The thermostat is not one at the new residence. We actually enjoy the thermostat here, man. It keeps the room like it's nice, man.
What did that today?
I actually can't see. Usually I got the camera with a little bit more angle on me at the beginning part to see it, so I can't see right now, man. But you know, I'm sure it's. Oh yeah, it's freaky. It's freaky like, temperature. 69. Like yeah, man. I don't know why I be always settle 60. Yeah, see. Can we be mature? All right, I ain't anybody to play with y'all today. Just be mature. We're gonna be mature today. All right, say it. Sabotage the stream because the maturity. Yeah.
Greg Yeager, serious question: how would asking Tomlin to retract power after giving him a raise and extension go, and possibly bringing in a new big-time coordinator?
Me personally, I don't think it goes well. It's like, no. I think it's going to go kind of like how a lot of us kind of think. Yeah, you imagine if you've been the boss and you've had your success and, you know, you've done it your way and you've made changes that you're comfortable making. But now we're talking about major relinquishing of power in certain elements. Yeah, that's going
You're
to
saying
have
Tomlin would have to be the one to make that decision.
Right, yeah. Because otherwise it's like, if you're going to undermine me, then move on from me.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna, you know, if you're not gonna allow me to cook and really do what it is that I do, then go a different direction. But if you do believe I'm the guy, if you do believe, you know, my value is in what I bring to the table and my knowledge and my decision making, well, back up and give me my space.
I think that's why I have the take that or at least the take that I did last week about moving off of Tomlin, because if my approach is with Tomlin, like the way I think we can get this thing right is he relinquishes like defensive power to a new coordinator, a more proven guy, and he becomes the ultimate overseer. If he's not the one making that decision, you're just like tiptoeing around like, okay, maybe it's just time to move on then.
You catch what I'm saying?
If Rooney's the one making that call, then like you're gonna make things pretty awkward then.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just time to move on.
Yeah, that's and if that is the case, I don't think that's an issue one way or the other. I just think it's one of those things that don't try to tiptoe around it. Either I'm your guy or I'm not your guy.
Yeah.
If I'm your guy, act accordingly. I'm your guy then. If I'm not your guy, no hard feelings, but act accordingly. Clearly, you know, I'm a commodity. You clearly see that. The Bears put their name on it publicly to let everybody know how they felt about Coach Tomlin. So we don't have to speculate that if Coach Tomlin is so great at coaching, he would have jobs lined up if he were to get fired. There isn't a speculation. Bears reached out. We know that. So in that capacity, I'm with y'all in that thing, man. Like, yeah, if you're going to move on, move on. If not, then let's do it.
Yeah, well, we're not.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Tomlin can take on some of my approach, my strategy that I'm putting out there, take it to heart. But who knows if he's actually listened to this podcast.
Hey, he does a lot of things that it seems like we do be talking about. I'm just throwing it out there, bro.
It's a great strategy. Yeah. I really think it is.
And he highlighted
a ton of successful coaches do it.
A lot of change has been happening over the past couple of seasons from what the status quo typically is. So we know they are going to continue to make changes. We'll see, though, like to what extent they go with the approach and stuff like that. But I'm just encouraged at the fact that I can't sit here and say that it's been the exact same pieces every single time. And the comfort, and not that I'm looking for comfort, but the comfort or the reassurance that I have is, man, I know that they're going to continue to kick the tires until they figure out the exact method that's going to get them back to that championship. The amount of quarterbacks we've used in the past couple of seasons, the amount of coordinators we've had in the past couple of seasons, the difference of approach that we've also seen, whether you're talking peak Ben, Matt Ben, Canada, then after Canada, we had the little in between, and then from there, Arthur Smith. It's like we've seen how it was even evolving with that. Offense first score a ton of points to now it's been the defense, slow grind. Let's try this approach. So we're seeing a lot of different methods with him. Obviously, we want to have better results from that. But like I said, for me, man, I don't anticipate this being another offseason where we're going to be sitting here saying the exact same, like, yo, we come back with this, all things status quo. Like, nah, he's going to keep making changes until he figures it out or runs out of time, one or the other.
Mike Hood, salute Deke, Mr. Moats, and TG. TG talked me off the ledge yesterday. I was driving to a customer and listening in. Salute to AJ and the rest of the goats in the chat. Here we go. Draft Egbuka for wide receiver 1.
Let's get it.
Everyone's high on him right now.
Seriously, man. Well, we about to get on that soon. I said, because I know people going to want to hear about that one.
Big game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what he does. AJ Martinez says, I'd rather go 3-14 under Tomlin just to break up the madness. 10-7, 10-7, 10-7. It seems like we played with no heart. Minus TJ, Patrick Queen, 97. They 100% go.
Yeah.
I get what he's saying. Like, if we knew, I think I said this last podcast or some point last week, if we were told up front, like, we're gonna go with Fields, we're trying something new, we're going with Fields, or we want to draft one of these quarterbacks, and we're gonna let them fit. We're gonna try to develop them the best we can, and like that's what the focus is. We're focused on trying to figure out this quarterback and what's gonna happen with them for the future. Then I could accept a failing season, knowing that this is for a greater goal or a bigger goal down the line. That's also tough to sell to the rest of the team. You look at the Colts with like Anthony Richardson. It's like how long do you put up with how long can you look the other players in the locker room in the eye, because they're the ones also trying to play for checks, play for wins, and that type of stuff. So it's a tough balance.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to go about it. I think it's just the right way is the one where you win at the end of it, and clearly the wrong way is when it keeps going on. We're like, all right, bro, this ain't about to develop into it. This is what it is right here. So,
yeah, that's got to be a big goal for 2025. Finding the quarterback.
Yeah,
having a definitive answer.
This weekend proved it though.
Another.
These playoff games proved it too. It's like, man, you got to have a quarterback. You got to have a guy that's playing at a high level, and the guys that are playing at high levels, those are the ones that are advancing. It's like you're seeing it, and it's only going to keep going on. I mean, even when we bring up the lines, it was like, yo, you see how talented they are, but once again, one quarterback had the turnovers, didn't play his best game, whereas the other guy was on.
Jeff H., I'm not out on our guys on the O. It's our fandom that keep the same energy. When assigning blame, that's it. Look at Cam's jersey, then look at our O's dirty versus clean. I don't know. What do you think?
Your guess is as good as mine, Deke.
Jeff H. says retire.
My dog, your face was funny. I'm just like, yo, watch you probably like, yeah, hey, bro, at least you can see it. Yeah, man. Shout out to the chat, bro. Shout out to the super chats, man. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for the heart we do. That's what we getting all these knocked out, and we will catch on up and we back. All right, but shout out to the supers, bro.
Jeff H. says retire fake sabotage, retire delusion.
Ooh.
Hashtag sunken place.
My dog ain't in the sunken. Tom, you do know what the sunken place is, right?
I know what movie that's from.
There it is. Shout out to my dog. Shout out to my dog. Yeah,
Get Out, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all better stop playing on my homie, man. All right, Deke know his movies. Yeah.
Greg Yeager says a TJ extension seems like a mistake in waiting. Whoa.
Well, was not expecting that one. Glad we went back to these supers. Can't let that just slide up under the radar like that. He thinks it's a mistake to get a homie to extend though. I don't agree.
If you're bringing down his cap number per year,
exactly.
I wouldn't say it's a mistake. But if you're gonna increase it, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think you're increasing the cap number. I think what you do with it is you extend them so that way you can lower the overall hit that it will have, and it'll give you some more flexibility for what you might want to do this year in free agency, create more cap space. We obviously said we're going to need to pay something at quarterback, regardless of if that's Fields, Russ, or the field. And I kind of like the approach of giving the contract extension where it creates about 2 years of space for us. And then from there, now you have the difficult conversation, the difficult decision, and you pray that he's played so well that it doesn't even matter what the cap hit is. But even if that isn't the case, you've been able to maximize these next 2 seasons, and you're telling yourself, man, he's 2 more years older. What does the play look like? Is he still as dominant as he currently is? And from there, you cross that bridge. But I think right now you clear up some of that money and go for it. And I think the best way to do that is with the extension. So, yeah. But that's kind of my theory on it. Give him the voidable years. You know, I like the voidable year deals, man. I need to come back with that one.
Yeah.
That was fire. Yeah, give him a 5-year, $100 million, 3 voidable years on that deal, though.
I like restructuring him and Minka, and if that involves an extension, as long as it lowers the cap number.
Overall cap number,
as long as it lowers the cap number and what he's getting paid, like on a year in and year out basis, then that's fine. Yeah. Although he probably does have an argument to up that number.
He has one.
If he was out on the open market, I think right now he's getting 30. And if you got, what's Nick Bosa getting? Is he getting close to 35 now?
Let me check real quick. Yeah, but I say because I know he's up there.
TJ has a case for that.
Yeah, for certain he's
even
up there,
in TJ's down year this year, he was one of the best defensive players in the league, but definitely one of the best edge rushers. So that's the tough part. If he wants to do the whole hometown discount thing and try to make things work for us so we could continue to build around him and hopefully get that Super Bowl with him on the roster, then I'm all for that. I'm definitely all for that. Now, if he wants just flat out right top dollar, yeah, I'm second guessing a little bit. I'm thinking some other avenues if possible.
Yeah, so let's see. Nick is getting 34 a year. He did a 5 for 170.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 122 in guarantees.
TJ's got a case to get that based off what he's done up to this point. But I'm sure a lot of teams are going to look at TJ's age and be like,
Yeah, because TJ actual average salary under the deal was $28 million. He did 4 for 112. Because remember, he signed his first, then Bosa came after him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got 28. Oh, I could see TJ winning that, but
maybe just go with Cam Hayward.
That's tough.
Cam Hayward took a little team-friendly deal here.
That's tough. Ooh, that's tough. Yeah.
How bad do you want to be in Pittsburgh?
That's real. How bad do you want to win in Pittsburgh? Because you can stay here and maximize your deal, but we know in the salary cap league, it's not fair. It's not fair, but if you max out and take all the money you take,
that's why Greg Yeager brought up what he just brought. Because if TJ's all about getting over Nick Bosa type of money, then we should seriously consider trading them, because that's just too much for one guy, especially with what he's given us last year, with where his age is too. You brought it up. We need to start focusing more on offense. I'd rather start spending that money for a T. Higgins.
Well, and the other part is this too. When you're talking about the Nick Bosa situation, the difference is they still feel like they have the quarterback. He's just on a rookie deal in Brock Purdy. So with that, it doesn't feel as outlandish for Nick Bosa to get 34 when you feel like I'm still stealing at the quarterback position. And that's why dudes like Ayuk, Debo, Kittle, And McCaffrey, they're still cooking because they're not negatively impacted by the 34. We don't have that luxury. If TJ get 34, 35, 36 mil, we don't get to pay whatever quarterback we want to pay. Now we praying on a draft pick.
Yeah.
And yeah, how lucky are we that we're going to get the Brock Purdy? Remember, Brock wasn't even the first quarterback that they took. Trey Lance was the guy. They missed on Trey. We overlooked that so many times. It's like Trey was the dude that they sold the farm for. That was the guy they moved up, put all the draft picks, mortgaged everything for, and missed. They got lucky with the Brock Purdy situation, man. So,
and that's why we've been able to rock with TJ's contract for these last 3 or 4 years, because it was like at the end of Ben when he signed it, and then we've been taking on these cheap quarterback deals. Now, we still haven't found the quarterback, but
we've been
it made sense to have TJ at this number.
Whereas now,
and he's outplayed the contract too.
Absolutely.
Frankly.
But now the next convo becomes, if it was a Russ caliber, if it was a Sam Darnold caliber, if it was the Kirk Cousins caliber, if it was the Jameis Winston caliber, it's like you're looking at anywhere between 20 to 40, right? 20 on the low end, 40 on the high end, depending on who that is, negotiation and the timing of it and stuff like that. That changes how you can just casually have 30 million being over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jeff H, Moats and Deke. So we're at 446.
All right, how many we have left, man?
Probably like 20 plus.
God, dog, bro.
They got good questions.
All right. We're going to take it to 5. We're going to take it to
5 o'clock.
We're going to take it to 5.
Jeff H says, Moats and Deke, with the new setup, y'all thought about adding some new segments like debate with Deke or argue with Arthur? That'd be dope.
Ooh, hey, shout out, bro. Hey, send me that one, man. Actually, I'm always open to new ideas and concepts, man. But we're working through everything right now. The first part, honestly, was get the camera situation right, man. I wanted to do the multi-camera setup. We finally have that. I'm still working through some things, but I felt like that part has been, the first thing. Then it's getting this background situated. Like I said, we had a little plant in here, so we're working on it. It's work in progress.
The plant's dope.
Because I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I like when you come in, you give me positive feedback.
I think it's dope.
Right?
I don't know. I actually do. I think it's nice.
So I appreciate you, man.
I think it's nice how it is. To be honest.
So I'm enjoying it. I mean, but it's also fresh too. You know what I mean? So
it's got the minimalistic vibe.
And Deke's seen the crib. That's definitely like the vibe of the crib. Like everything is like
white walls. Can't go wrong with
the
that.
white
Classic.
and black. Like it's chill. Yeah.
I like that.
Shout out to wifey, man. Like, I used to not be on this minimalist, vibe from a decor and just appearance standpoint, but that's wifey's vibe. She's like, no, it's the look. I'm like, you know what? I can hang with this. I like it a little bit. Still think a Josh Allen picture though, right behind you. I gotta wait though because it's not official yet. You know what I'm saying? Like we saw the 3-time MVP out there. You know what I'm saying? The 3-time MVP, man. He might be on jet skis watching the game this weekend. You know what I mean? So I get it. But just know, Deke, right over top of your head right there, baby. Right, yep. You see where the head is right over top of that right there. Yeah, baby. That's where we're going to have that picture at, man. It's going to look gorgeous. All right.
I'm not coming in.
And I went to see to say, like, we're going to have assigned seats. Be like, yo, this is Deke's seat. TG or guest, it is Deke. All right.
I don't think I'm doing the show that day.
And
you guys know the reason. So, if one of these days I'm not here, you guys know.
You see be a big fat head just right over here, just Josh Allen, just where he scored a touchdown. When he's throwing himself a touchdown pass. That one. Yep. History. Yeah.
I won't allow that to happen, guys. This is Steelers podcast, right?
Deke said, hey, yo, look, man, we can't do that one, all right? It's a lot of stuff that you can get. It's not that one. Please.
I'm going to rip up my contract, rip up my deal.
He said, it's out. I'm over. All right, it's done.
That's good. Dub says, if we were to move on from TA as a DC, I'd like to retain him as a secondary coach. In my opinion, okay, that's where he's best. I don't know if you take that demotion, though. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair to wonder.
Why y'all try TA like this, right? I mean,
I'm with him, though, yeah. You could be the secondary coach. Bringing Solid, you go to secondary coach.
How does that even sound like it's going to work? That's all I'm saying. Like, how does it, you know what I mean? Like, what we doing? Oh, man. I like it, though. But y'all be just trying these people. Y'all be like, yo, TA, take it. All right? And like it, too. And he going to put his feet on your chair. Yeah.
Greg Yeager, Queen's contract is a disaster.
if the production decreases and we do not get splash, I can see where he's coming from.
I think we have an out after this year.
No, we do. But I think he's just looking at the amount of just money that would technically, I don't want to say be lost, because he still gave you production. He still played well. It just wasn't up to when you hear this is the largest free agent contract the Steelers have given out. You want, or your expectations are a lot more splash. And even though he played good, it's just you didn't get the loud plays that, you know, we were all expecting or desiring on a more frequent basis. So, yeah, when you look at it from that scope, yeah, I can see where people they can feel a little bit. Same when we talked about TJ and his deal. When TJ first signed that deal for $30 a year, we're like, yep, if he doesn't stay loud with the production, we're going to be looking at this deal and be a little bit critical of him, or maybe even overly critical of him. But the beautiful part was TJ, to an extent, outplayed the contract, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with Queen, I'll be honest. If he doesn't pick it up, I'm just like, bro, we probably could have done better by drafting a guy in the second round or drafting one of these linebackers in the first.
Yeah, because
taking a chance on that. And
especially when we look at Peyton Wilson.
Yeah.
We're seeing dudes play well, so it's like we're not fearful of it, but we just took a swing thinking that we could get even more production out of it. And like I said, man, when you're the new guy, man, you're transitioning to a new defense, man, there's a lot that goes into that. Whether you're talking about learning the system. For him, he's been playing next to Roquan Smith, where Roquan was the green dot. Now you come over here, you're the green dot. It's just a lot more on your plate. A lot more that you're being asked to do instead of just being able to play. Now you have to orchestrate and direct traffic, then play. Make sure everybody else is in the right position, then play. So with that, I mean, yeah, it doesn't excuse it, but that's kind of the context with it. And that was why when I would critique him or talk about him, I wasn't as overly, because, yeah, man, as a dude that's put that green dot on before, man, it is not easy. It changes a ton. You go from, man, let me just set up and play and go through all my keys. I'm comfortable for the ball snaps to, holy smokes, did I get everything out that I needed to get to? Dang, ball snap, what? Like, it's just a, different level of comfort. And that's why we say, man, that green dot is not for everybody. But when you the highest paid at the position and, you the big signing, that's kind of what comes with it, regardless if it's fair or not. And I think for him, he kind of is seeing that right now.
Yeah. You wonder with Cole Holcomb getting healthy, I wonder if we're actually thinking about bringing him back. Because maybe that could free up Patrick Queen if we want to give the green dot back to Holcomb. And then it's that type of dynamic. Or even a Peyton Wilson. Honestly, I don't know if that would be so much of a stretch.
I don't think
given his age and where he's at in his career compared to a Queen. But
I don't think it's a stretch with Peyton. I think the thought process was just, this is the guy that we paid the money to. This is the guy that's the veteran that has had the experiences coming off of playing an AFC Championship game. So we should feel confident that he can do it. But just like with everything, man, there are risks to all things, man. I remember being here when Lawrence Simmons and Ryan Shazier was here. And up until that point in 2014, Law Dog Timmons had never been the green dot. They'd be like, yo, you just go out there and play. We had him in the green dot first half of the season, and he's kind of going through it because it's making him have to do way more communicate, make him have to do way more of the thinking than just lining up and playing. So I remember we ended up shifting it earlier to Ryan. And from there, man, Ryan was the dude that showed that he could do it. It was a challenge for him, but ultimately he was able to, communicate the defense in a way, and it allowed Law Dog to go back to just playing free, playing fast. And Shay naturally just matured into being the guy that does all the communication. Some guys, it comes easier to. Others, it's a little bit more of a challenge. And it worked out for us in that capacity. But we can see, we didn't look at Law Dog and say, hey, bro, you suck because you can't play with the green dot on. It slows you down. It makes you have to, think about too much. Nah, we're just like, hey, man, we glad that Shay is here to take it off your plate. So if that guy in this conversation is Peyton Wilson, I don't think that is a negative. I think that if Peyton is mature enough and can handle the green dot, yeah, put him in the dot. And it alleviates that pressure off of Patrick Queen. And now he's able to just go back to being the free-flowing, play fast, and low-key catch your breath in between the snap, because that's the big part of that green dot. You do not get to catch your breath. because your coach is talking to you in your ear. You got all the other 10 dudes looking at you like, yo, what's the call? What's the call? What's the call? You got that offense lining up and you like, hey, bro, what's the call? I'll play every snap and I'm the cover linebacker. So it's just a lot that comes with that. And like I said, man, not everybody has the same type of success when they put that on. So for Cole Holcomb's definitely a dude that can do that as well. And I think that
dynamic worked with him and Quan Alexander really
absolutely.
well until they both got hurt.
And I think all of the things that we were critical of Patrick Queen, whether we're talking about some of the discipline, getting to the football, right? His angle to the ball, whether you're going behind a block or trying to go over the block or going through the block, whether you're talking about some of the positions that he was in when he would miss a tackle. It's like, man, some of that stuff stems back to that beginning part with that green dot of just, man, let me get comfortable real quick. Because it's a game of inches. If I'm aligned in a B gap, man, I can get to this play a lot sooner. But man, say I'm just 6 inches too far and now I'm almost lined up over that tight. Now that's a lot. It's a different angle on that tackle. That one-on-one, it isn't this easy one-on-one. Now it's more of a head up. This guy has a two-way go. It just is a different angle on it. And all of that stems from the simple fact of, hey, bro, what's the call again? All right, you got that? All right, cool. You set this up? Oh, shoot. All right, I'm lined up in the bird, but oh, it was 2x2, went to 3x1. Let me cheat my alignment. You don't get to process through all of that fast enough sometimes. And for PQ, I look at all of that into that equation.
Yeah,
so
it's tough if you're trying to be the playmaker to be able to do all that other stuff and lead the defense as well.
Like I said, it's not a negative on it. Like some people look at it as like, oh man, you suck because you can't. It's like, dude, that's not easy to do. Like playing is already hard enough. Now you're asking the dude to be quarterback of the defense. And that's what we say. If you the green dot, you're the quarterback. You're the Tom Brady, the Peyton Manning of it, except that guy doesn't have to run and chase nobody. He's just dropping back short areas. So when he gets to talk, he's relaxed. Patrick Queen might have just ran on this wheel route 30 yards downfield, jog back to this thing. Now tell the, hey, all right, guys, this is the call right here. And now we get lined up and they giving you tempo. And now we hollering about, hey, bro, why you missed that tackle? Why you ain't get to this play? It's like, that's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Plus the flu.
That don't help either. Lord, that don't help.
David.
Hey, we're not making excuses, all right? That's what I'm trying to do. We're not making excuses. I'm just giving y'all context about him. That's all. Just giving you context. But he getting paid, so it comes with it. It's kind of like we say with TJ and Minka. It's like, yo, it's what you guys are complaining about or what we look and say, yo, that's valid, is real. But from a fan's perspective, man, when that money is what it is, yo, you got to make the play. You got to figure it out.
Now, to me, I don't care how much he's getting paid. That doesn't influence me on whether or not he should get the green dot or not. Maybe now for like this past season it made sense just because Holcomb was out and Peyton Wilson was a rookie coming in. But going forward, just because he's getting paid that amount, if it's not working for him, if we could utilize him better without the green dot, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you just want production and you want plays being made.
Yeah, I'm with you. Trust me. But some people will look at that as a negative and try to paint that as, oh, this is another bad because of this. And it's like, that is not that. You can still be a great, any type of player without having to necessarily have that green dot on because the dot just, it changes a lot, man.
David McWright, Russ might be coming in super cheap, undercutting Fields because this man has made a bag and wants to win a Super Bowl. No other QB needy team is close to a chip. He played better than about every other QB that lost.
I like, you know what?
The bag.
Hey, shout out.
He takes another $1 million
for certain
deal.
That would throw the monkey wrench in the equation. And weirdly enough, Deke, I don't put it past Russ.
Oh my God!
I promise I don't put it past Russ. Russ would be like, Roger made 40 last year, 40 before that, and 40 before that. I'm gonna come in here, Coach T. I do it for 5. What's Phil's number? If Phil's want 10, I'll do it for 5. If Phil's want 20, I'll do it for 10. Yeah. Because what you said that was who you said that was I don't know if you said that.
David McWright.
David McWright. So think about it in this context, all right? We don't look at Russ and say, yo, you played terrible. We got upset because we felt like, yo, you sold us a dream of that midway point when you were firing on all cylinders. We thought that you were old Russ. We thought that it was back to, top five, let Russ cook. And unfortunately, we saw that wasn't necessarily the full case. But we still think you're capable. But the first thing I said after that game was you got to get more talent on here. You need another receiver in here. You need somebody that can be his Deke and Tyler Lockett. You need the Doug Baldwin and the Golden Tate. Like, you want both of those type of dudes with you. So with that, what if he's also thinking the same thing? And he's telling himself, man, if I take 30, if I take 40, not only does it put me in a bind in the sense of maybe they don't want me here, but what does that do in the sense of what personnel I can have to help me get back to what I want to get to? Because I know he looks at that defense and says, yo, I know what a dope defense is. He was in Seattle. He knows what they're capable of, and he knows how it can benefit him. But if he takes too much, what strain does that put on those guys as well? Because we can't keep everybody if you get the money that you're getting. So I don't all the way put it past him to consider that. And it would work because for Justin Fields, he hasn't hit just yet from the contract standpoint. And we didn't pick up the 5th-year option, so he's still getting money, but it's on puppy child money. So I could see where he might be like, yo, my number is 15. Let's start there. And now we can talk more.
Fields is saying that.
I can see, like, because for him, this would be his first time to just hit the free market and get whatever the bag is. Whereas for Russ literally just got 40. He's like, man, hey, we could keep that number right where it's. You want to give me 5? We could do 5. Because I did it for 1. I gave you way more production than 1. I gave you at least $20 million of production. We know that, just the going rate. Like, your $20 million is the going rate. So it's like, I can get that for 5? I don't think he would do it, but I think he would consider it, though. I definitely think he would consider it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he would spin it as like, I'm just all about winning Super Bowls, whatever it takes.
Yeah. And you think about what we can add to it, though. And that's the other part. You could for certain add a ton of weapons if you're only paying Russ $5 million. You can. And let's also not act like Russ and Fields, it was, oh, man, the Fields is going to just blow them out the water. No, we ain't there with it. So the whole argument was because the money part. That's why we was like, oh, Fields has got the money. He's younger, he's cheaper. Like, that's the direction we want to go.
My only rebuttal against it is wasting time.
Is it wasting time if you win, though?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I, like...
Because it's only wasting time if we don't win. From my
standpoint, I think I got Russ in the category of, like, I think he's done. Like, I think he's just in that limited Kirk Cousins to category. After seeing how the season finished, I don't want to be wasting that type of time. But maybe if it is Russ with T. Higgins and we load up the offense, maybe you could sell me on that.
When you say load up the offense, you got a GP already. You have a Muth already. You have a Darnell already. You've invested a ton in your offensive line. You got Jaylen Warren already. You got a Calvin Austin already. We talking about adding 2 pieces, and that's if you moved on from Najee.
I think you would have to.
Catch what I'm saying?
I think you'd have to get. In my opinion, if you're doing that, you're giving Russ the keys to the offense, because then I wouldn't want anything inhibiting what Russ wants to do then, because it felt like him and Arthur Smith had differing of opinions on how the offense was supposed to be structured. So, like, I don't think you can have that in the way then either. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're moving off of Arthur Smith, though.
See, I don't look at the Arthur Smith and Russ tension as a negative. I look at it as you're processing these pieces that you have on your roster, and you're trying to figure out what's the best method. You might have Arthur Smith who says the best method to win with our current personnel, man, we need to run that ball, play action pass. You might have Russ who's saying, man, with this personnel, we can't just simply run it. I don't think we're going to be good enough. Let's try to be a little bit more aggressive with shot plays early on to get defense to back up. Maybe you hit one. Worst case, you get in the PI. We're flipping the field that way. That'll keep defenses backed up off of us. And now we use the run as the complement to the deep ball. But you see, we're both trying to get the same thing done. It's just a difference of philosophy. So you might be looking at it from that side of Arthur Smith. Nah, man, I don't want to take those chances. I want to just lean on this running game. I've had success with the Derrick Henry. I know how to do this. Russ, man, look, I've had success with my arm, letting me throw this thing. Let me cook. Like, this is what I've done. So I think that that's where you can get that difference of opinion. But I think if they get a full all season together, where now they're saying, hey, Russ, hey, Arthur, what's the receiver that y'all think makes the most sense? Like, let's together identify that guy. Don't Arthur Smith, you like this guy. All right, cool. You get this dude, but Russ is like, hey, bro, I don't really think that's the one. Like, I like this guy's game a little bit better. Like, I think that conversation should be had. I don't think it's a negative, but I also think you got to decide if Phil's your guy, then you have that convo with Fields. Whoever you think is your guy, I want you to have that convo with him.
I would rather just do all this with Fields and say Russ does undercut Fields. Say Fields is saying I want 15. Russ wants. He says he'd take the 5.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have these conversations with Fields and pay that extra $10 million, given the age and the upside that he's got and what I want to be doing going forward. There, that's just me though.
Yeah, well,
I'm not saying it wouldn't. I'm not saying it wouldn't work with Russ in the scenario that you're bringing up. It's just I want to see this offense to the highest possible ceiling possible, and I think Fields could get us there.
And you're willing to expose a lot more risk for that, whereas for me, I'm not willing to expose as much risk to get there. So but once again, we're trying to get to the same thing. Yeah. It's just the difference of philosophy on it. So for Russ, his approach could low-key be like yours. I want to be more aggressive. I don't want to be a little bit more because I want to take these chances. Whereas you got the Arthur Smith over here, you like, hey, bro, I hear what you're saying, and yes, that could work, but, man, I'm not about to be stomaching what that could look like if it doesn't work because, man, I don't want to deal with it.
It's just so weird.
It is.
How it all took place because the offense was very open. I thought we had Russ more in shotgun early in the games. When you're talking about midseason and just how everything looked compared to these last 5 games. I just don't know what happened. Where the disconnect or where this miscommunication started to really happen. Because it just got weird these last 4 games.
That's facts, man.
Night and day from quality of Jets game, Giants game, even quality the Commanders of opponents, game,
though,
Bengals
they do
game.
matter. The quality of opponent matters, though. And, yeah, we still got to play better. But I think that there were a lot of variables at play.
Yeah, our defense not being as good didn't help either.
A lot of them. See, a lot of variables at play, man. I'm with you.
All right, we're at 507 now.
God dang, how many did we get?
We still probably got like 20. I don't know. Let me see. I'll count them
all right, so we'll table the rest of those for, I guess, the next one. Because we got
probably 20.
we got them coming in today. All right, so yeah. All right, we'll pause on those then.
I got them.
All right.
I got them all.
Have we already started screenshotting the ones from today?
I got them all for today. Too.
Perfect. All right. So what we'll do then, let's get to the first real topic, man. Obviously, the Chicago Bears made a trade request for Coach Tomlin, man. We know that it was official because Adam Schefter reported. Shout out to the Shefty man himself. But more importantly, with the trade request, it didn't get to the point of knowing what the exact numbers would have been from a draft capital standpoint or anything like that included, but it was an official request. And obviously we saw that since then they went ahead and hired Ben Johnson today once we denied that request. But did want to obviously get your thoughts on it, man. And we kind of just talk a little bit through it and stuff like that. But obviously seeing that the Bears did reach out before moving on to hire Ben Johnson, letting everybody know essentially that Coach Tomlin was their first pick. That was the guy they truly wanted to be their guy. How you feeling about it, man?
Not surprised at all. I do think if we moved off of Tomlin, he would have a job in a heartbeat. I don't think they were the only team that was inquiring about trying to get Tomlin either. I know Schefter a couple weeks ago, he said there were going to be multiple teams that were going to reach out to the Steelers and inquire about Tomlin's availability. And I think another team did. He said it was
another team already
a little bit less official of the way that the Bears went about it.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Another team did as well.
They didn't put a name on it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at how the Steelers reacted too, because obviously with how we've operated over these last few days, and I guess now over the last week since we lost this playoff game, indicates that Tomlin's still the guy for the job, according to Rooney. Mm-hmm. And, they think he's the guy to lead us into 2025 and beyond. Gave him the extension last offseason, so they have faith in Tomlin, more so than a lot of people here in Pittsburgh right now. And hence the response that they gave the Bears and saying, no, we're not even entertaining this at all.
So, like, does it move you one way or the other that a team actually reached out, like, officially?
No, I'll be honest. No.
Yeah, that's
I'm just not surprised.
Yeah. I was like,
I think that's smart for the Bears to do this. They need something, someone like Tomlin in there. They need some stability. Although they went a different approach, getting Ben Johnson. Like, they wanted to go apples to apples with getting a Mike Tomlin. They could have picked up a Mike McCarthy.
I mean, that was one of the names that people are. I don't know if the Bears, the rumor, but I know that name had popped up this weekend.
I saw him being linked to the Bears a lot. Yeah. But they went Ben Johnson, so they just went, young offensive guru, see if he can get Caleb Williams right. Yeah. And if the offense is cooking like that, you could have worse problems in this league. Yeah. So, I'm not surprised at the request. Yeah. Should the Steelers have entertained it, or like should we have done it? I guess that's the next level to this topic. Based off of what I was saying last week, you trade Tomlin, get a couple of those picks, and then hire a guy like Ben Johnson or hire a McCarthy. Honestly, because that's the other thing. If you want to,
what were the picks going to be though? Because have you actually looked at like what dudes like coaches when they've been traded?
First rounders.
It's only been like 2, I think, coaches that have went for like Gruden's first rounders.
Gruden's was a huge deal. Yeah, it was 2 first rounders and 2 seconds.
And $8 million cash.
Sean Payton was a first and like.
But Sean Payton wasn't apples to apples though. Sean Payton was already sitting in the TV booth, and then they just had his rights. Gruden is the apples to apples of like a dude that's actively on the sideline and got traded.
Yeah, that was a big trade.
Yeah.
So
but with that,
maybe
we
it could have been a few first
Bucks
rounds,
win
or
Super
a couple
Bowl
first and a second or something.
Yeah, because both teams went back to the Super Bowl. Bucks won it obviously, and Raiders lost. So
yeah,
I wish we had Raider fans. We need to ask them like, yo, how did y'all feel when that trade went down, and then the aftermath of everything since?
Because like if you look at Tomlin, let's use McCarthy as an example in terms of resumes. Like the case for not moving off of Tomlin is the consistency, right? And how he can bring stability to a franchise. Like Mike McCarthy can do that. Like he'll give you that floor. He's been doing that with the Packers. He's been doing that with the Cowboys, and just their resumes, it's pretty much the same in terms of like playoff success. They got the Super Bowl and all that. So you could have brought a Mike McCarthy in to replace Tomlin, and then maybe it's like that fresh face, the new approach that gets you over the hump that you desire right now. But then you get those draft picks. You get the couple first. You get the second. And McCarthy, he's more on the offensive side too. Maybe that helps. But I don't know, man. I'm not. Obviously, I said I'd move off of Tomlin. Going back to last week, but I think if we do some of this stuff that I'm suggesting, the strategy of let's rock with Fields, we got to find the answer to the quarterback. Let Arthur Smith do his thing on offense. Take some of your influence off the defense too. Then I see a path. And obviously Tomlin has proven he can do it at a decent level in this league and lead men and get you to 10-7, 9-8, at least 500. There's something to be said for that, but it's just not cutting it anymore. And from my standpoint, you could feel the fans' frustration. You could feel the city's frustration with the lack of playoff success because it's cool. Like that stuff is cool. There's something to be said for that, but the ultimate goal is still Super Bowls and legit contention. Let's not forget about that either. And that hasn't been the case here over the last 8 years. So if we're gonna do the same thing we've been doing over the last 8 years, then I think it's just gonna be same old, which isn't good. But if Tomlin can switch some stuff up, get more into this modern era of the NFL here, then maybe there's a chance. Maybe there is a chance.
Hey, I like it.
That's where I'm at.
You're at least open to it is what it sounds like.
I am.
Shout out.
I think I had to. Knowing that Tomlin's back, it was like, 2 days after we lost that game, he's doing a press conference talking about next year and stuff. Okay, he's back. So how can this work? If Tomlin's back, how can this work? I had to scramble my mind a little bit to put some pieces together. So we'll see. I mean, I think we could have done it, and we also could have just done the approach that we did, and maybe there's a chance. Maybe there is. What do you think?
I mean, how I feel about him. You bring up McCarthy. McCarthy's cool. I don't trip on McCarthy.
It's an example. I mean, you could have been a Ben Johnson example. It could be Brian Flores. It could be any of these guys. Vrabel before he got hired with the Patriots, but he's long gone.
Yeah, so that was my whole thing. I'm like, I like the different names, that you bring up or that other people bring up, but for me, it's like realistically the name that would move my needle to where I would strongly consider it is Andy Reid, and he's employed. You know what I mean? And
I would do McVay too for sure.
See, I like McVay, but I look at McVay and I'm like, you're just Tomlin early on. Show me where you are in 18. You know what I mean? When you get that far, if you are lucky enough to be at the same spot and you go through your quarterbacks, like, let me see. Because I already know Coach Tomlin could do this. He's already proven that. What have you done that I haven't seen him do? You just said it. Okay, you're more flashy because you're offensively. Okay, cool. But in terms of the outcome, it's like, man, Coach T already doing that. I've already seen that. Can you get to this point? That's what we're waiting to see.
Well, he's been like some of these guys have been more successful recently, though.
No,
like over the last 5-10 years.
Yeah, recent success. I'm with you on all that. And the variable I look at with that, the big part is quarterback. I said, man, McVay, you've had a Goff, and now you've had a Stafford. Coach T, you had Big Ben. Shout out to Big Ben. You know the names that follow it, though. So I like McVay a lot, though. Shout out to McVay, man. McVay is definitely up there, though, with me, man. There's probably one other coach I would consider in that convo, but I ain't gonna do it.
No.
I ain't gonna do it. You thought I was gonna say Harbaugh, man? Come on, man. Why you gonna go
I would say Harbaugh.
You would say Harbaugh?
Jim Harbaugh, not John Harbaugh.
You gonna go? What's the difference?
I mean, Jim.
Tell me.
Anywhere he goes, success.
Tell me to what level?
One year with the Chargers, turned them around from what were they 5-12 last year to 10. What were they 11-6, 10-7?
Did they win it all this year?
No, but Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in football.
We're not saying one of the best coaches. Coach Tomlin was one of the best coaches in football, point blank period too. But did he win it all? Is the question. He did it at college at the little boy level. Did he do it at the big boy level? We say this is the best of the best. Coach Tomlin's done it at the best of the best, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm messing.
That was a while ago.
Trust me, Jim is one of them dudes, man. He
is.
Jim more than John. John is straight though. John got a little heat on him now. What you think?
No, he's
fine. Solid over there. Everything good with him. Okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. I like it then, baby. I like it.
They're talking about firing John Harbaugh.
No, not officially, but I think it was Chris Canty. He was
Andrews
like one of the ones
Mark
leading
Andrews
it.
dropped the 2-point conversion.
No. They're just saying in the sense of playoff success. You brought it up, right?
They're saying like new voice and stuff.
Well, we bring up Coach Tomlin's playoff success or the lack thereof in the recent 8 years, right? Then you look at Harbaugh's playoff success also during that time frame. You got the Flacco year, yeah, but you look with the whole Lamar, the 2-time MVP, maybe third MVP, and just look at the postseason track record. And that's the part where, yeah.
It's been a little different, though, because there's been better playoff success over in Harbaugh's direction, but it also hasn't been, I think, like I said, for Tomlin's, the 0-6, I think 5 of those 6 games, it might even be all 6. We've been down at least 21 points in all those games.
Yeah.
Whereas some of these Ravens
you've had multiple
wild cards.
It was close.
Like,
it's been what?
The one
3
yesterday.
Wild cards. You've had 2 divisions. You've had 1 AFC championship, but I think they've won 3 playoff games total, and that includes them beating us this year.
Yeah, like yesterday's game, you're just saying Mark Andrews catch the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, you still have him though, right? The same way we talk about Coach T, we don't bring up Fitzgerald Toussaint in that situation as like that's the only reason why Coach T ain't get back to one or get another one. You know what I mean? Like, we don't look at that. We say, you lost.
Well, I think the playoff heat that Tomlin's getting is more 2017 on.
It is.
As opposed
it
to,
definitely is. It definitely is.
That's at least where I'm putting it, because I'm with you. Like, bro, that Peyton Manning face slide stuff and some of the injuries we had going into that game.
It was context.
And Fitzgerald Toussaint fumble. Dude, if he don't fumble, we kick the field goal there, and I think we win the game.
But we don't bring
that's not on
we
Tomlin.
don't talk those injuries. We don't talk that stuff. We just simply say you haven't won one since. Last time you had an appearance was this an AFC Championship. When the last time you went back to a Super Bowl? And it was like, there's multiple things that have been at play in terms of why it didn't work. And I think the same with Harbaugh as well. But you know how people are, man. When you lose and you haven't got over that hump to where you can say at least this guy has played in a Super Bowl, people start asking questions. They start looking around. Okay, well, what is it this time? What was the reason this time? All right, we can't say it's Lamar. All right, we're going to put it on Mark. All right, we're not going to put it all the way on Mark. Okay, well, who you put it on? You want to put it on the coach now? All right, maybe it's Harbaugh. Man, Harbaugh's been there for how long now? Man, they keep winning, right? You can't say you don't have the pieces when you got 9, 10, 11 dudes being Pro Bowlers. You got all pros at multiple positions. You've had the multiple-time MVP at the most important position throughout your time. And when we're comparing it, it's like, well, why haven't you been able to cross over? Why haven't you been able to get him there? If you are the type of coach, if you do got this messaging, because clearly we got the talent here. And that's the part that I can see them going to.
Like I said, I just feel like it's a little bit different because the Ravens are in these games. It's not like they're looking as flat as us or we're getting blown out. Or they're getting blown out in the fashion that we have.
But they've also had the quarterback in these matchups.
Sure, and then it comes down to like a play or two, and you're just like, how are you really putting it on the coach like that?
Yeah,
just catch the ball. Lamar don't fumble. Mark Andrews don't fumble.
Yeah,
bro, like that's the game. I mean, really, it comes down to Mark Andrews just catching that 2-point conversion because some of those other like the Lamar pick or Lamar fumble, it's whatever. Sometimes this stuff happens in the flow of the game.
The same way
you can make up for it and
not make
you have
that
a
play,
chance.
we've seen them make the same play. You know
and if you make up for it and you have that chance, ball in your hand, down a score at the end of the game, that's what it really comes down to, in my opinion.
Yeah, my man,
you can throw how many
going to strike the likely hole.
You can throw how many picks in the first quarter. It don't matter if you got a chance to win it at the end or tie it up at the end and you deliver. That's winning time.
Yeah. All right. I like it then, baby.
Yeah, not surprised about the trade request though from the Bears. They need someone like Tomlin.
Hey, shout out to their due diligence, man.
It could have been a trade that made sense for both sides, but Rooney's feel a different way about Tomlin than most fans and are willing to stick with him. And I think you brought it up on one of the last shows from last week that we don't know what the dynamic is between Rooney and Tomlin behind the scenes and how much faith Rooney does have in Tomlin or what the relationship's like. You have the human element. So I understand that. I do.
Respect, man. Respect. All right. Trying to think. Let's get to supers from today.
Okay.
Let's start chopping into those real quick. Y'all hit that like button too if y'all are enjoying today's show. And don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel, man. You obviously see how we do it over here. Man, like to have a little bit of fun with the squad. So shout out.
Who else lost in these playoffs here? Is anyone else?
Rams.
Any other coaches on the
Rams, but then that hot seat, Ben Johnson, Lions. How you feel about Dan Campbell? Is he still the guy or has he lost it a little bit, man? Because he's another guy who's had,
We'll see what it's like without his coordinators.
Yeah. Both guys supposed to be gone, right? We know Ben Johnson is Chicago, but did Aaron Glenn? He hasn't taken the job
for
yet.
Multiple spots.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say he'll get one of those jobs.
Yeah.
I think it's been like 5 or 6 interviews for him.
I mean, offense look good.
You talking about defense?
No, I'm saying for Ben Johnson, I was like the offense looked good in that game. I'm thinking I was like
until he ran the Jameson Williams.
Oh, you ain't like it was too cute for you?
You know what? Here's the thing. Whatever with the play call, you can't throw it like you can't throw that ball, man. You cannot throw that ball.
That is so easy to say.
I know, but
when you put the football in non-quarterbacks, it's a reason why backup quarterbacks don't even get the football. Because it is that is the toughest position to play. That's why they get paid.
Yeah, just, they get paid. So you want to take the risk out of it, just don't even make that call.
Just like, dude. Because asking a guy to read it, asking a guy to make the right decision, is you're going to make it the wrong decision 9 out of 10 times in that moment. Just go for what you've practiced and pray that you got the right call at the right time. Because, it's the reason why the professional quarterbacks are the professional quarterbacks, man, and you don't have just a ton of them dudes around, man. That's tough. They talking about he should have read the corner just sitting back. I'm like, no, he shouldn't have. You know what that man thinking? Oh, I gotta throw this, man. Get the spiral. Don't overthrow it. Don't underthrow it. Spiral. Don't get killed. Better get rid of this ball soon. Shout out though, man.
Tito, good vibes. Oh, I already read that. Or you read that.
Yeah, the MLK one, man. Shout out to MLK, man. It's MLK Day, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, do it for Martin Luther King. Shout out to Martin Luther King Jr., baby.
Your boy Dev says, what position is this year's draft deep at? Running back. I've been saying running back.
I'm going to say wide receiver as well, man. I feel like there's always wide receivers out there. Yeah.
It might be a deep class at wide receiver. I don't think it's as good top
It's not
end
top
wise.
heavy. Yeah, it's not top.
Yeah, because, I mean, just last year, holy hell, with Adunze, Neighbors, and Harrison.
Yeah.
Then you have Brian Thomas. I don't even know if this class has a guy that's as good as Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas is fire.
That T-Mac from Arizona, they're saying he's the top guy. I don't know if he's going to be better than Brian Thomas, though.
Well, you know everybody want a Mecca anyways.
Him, then Luther Burden.
Yeah.
Dude out of Missouri.
Mizzou.
And you've been talking about that guy from Ole Miss, right?
Not that guy, Antoine Wells. Not that guy. Come on, man.
But maybe there's some talent. Second, third,
you
fourth
know where
round.
he's from. You know he'll go Dukes. Come on, baby.
Obviously, someone in the chat brought up that Bo dude.
Oh yeah.
Can't catch the easy ones. Mike Hood, salute yins. I consider this a victory Monday. Salute to MLK and Mr. President. All the goats. Go Bucks.
Shout out, man. It is. You're right. It is an inauguration day. It is a Martin Luther King Jr. day. It is a victory for some of the people that are still playing games this time of year. You know, bro, I'm hot as heck. God, dog.
Oh my God,
bro. I was hot, man. You know I get hot every once in a while, Deke. Come on, bro. It'd be warm in here. Sometimes I start to sweat. Were we on 69? No, we was on 71. That would happen. It was kind of like 17, just backwards. Who would have thought it? But I feel better now. Whew, child, I feel so much better now. All right, but yeah, shout out to all the teams that are still playing. You know what I'm saying, this weekend, man. It feel like a victory Monday, man. I'm with y'all, bro. Heck yeah, man. We're an hour and 20. Oh yeah, we solid now.
You got someone now behind the scenes working the controls
now,
in this
man.
room.
We about an hour, 2:25. We solid. We feel good over here now, man. Just make sure. All right. All right. Whew. All right. Solid now. Good. What's up, man? What's up, man?
I'm happy I wore the Steeler hat today. I knew some of this garbage was going to happen. That's why I had to wear the Steeler hat.
Hey, don't you do me like that, Deke. Come on, man. I was behaving myself for a while, man. I behaved myself for an hour and 26, 27 minutes, man. Come on, bro. Yeah, man. I was good. I was real good, okay? I was real good there.
Bills got the break this time, huh?
Yeah, bro. It felt good. Every once in a while, you need a break to go your way. I said, thank God. Oh, I ain't danced that hard behind a drop pass. Oh. And literally, Deke, before the play, I'm like, don't get beat to the flat. If they don't give it to Derrick Henry, it's going to the flat. Oh. And to see that day go, I'm just like, Lord, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, he dropped it. Oh. I ain't even want to celebrate all the way, Deke. My pride was, as a defender, Deke, my pride was like, nah, I can't. Ah, man, we got bailed out. Then I was like, you know what?
Yeah, as a former player, you sure you wanted to win like that? Come on.
Like I said, part of me was like, hey, yo, come on. Then it was like, hey, yo, sometimes you need to drop pass, man. Sometimes you need the bad call to go your way. Team of destiny is what they be saying that stuff. So sometimes you need something. Man. You told me that before. You was like, yo, sometimes, man, the ball just bounced. Big Ben tackling my man from the Colts on the run back.
Well,
you just gotta get
that was
lucky,
pure skill.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it be like that sometimes. You know what you told me?
That wasn't a lucky break. That was pure skill from seven.
What you told me, man. Yeah, so in the 5, it's because they just won 5 AFC championship. Not AFC championship. This is the second AFC championship appearance in the past 5 years. But they've won the division 5 years in a row. You know, since Brady, they ain't really seen nobody do that before. It's kind of crazy, man. So that's all, bro. Don't. Yeah, I'm with you though, bro. You know I'm with you. That's why I got my black on. See? I'm with you, man. We on the same team. Do it. We were doing it to beat the Ravens.
No,
we did it to beat the Ravens, baby. You know that.
It was just two evil teams playing against each other.
It was not two evil teams. We did this to beat the Ravens. That's why I got this on. I'm celebrating the Ravens.
Just like this week, AFC Championship, two evil teams playing against each other.
No. It's only one evil team.
Lose.
It's one evil team, and they have a Taylor Swift. Remember that. Buffalo doesn't have a Taylor
Clark
Swift
now too, up in the booth.
You saw that? I say, yo, what is this?
A lot of firepower.
Wow. They said we got to double up. This is 3 people going for. Man. We ain't never done that before. They brought Taylor out for the back-to-back. Taylor times Caitlin Clark for the 3P. I said, okay. But Travis looked a lot better out there, man. I'll tell you that.
That's what happens with the playoffs.
I say, bro, I don't know what it is, but my man show up with his playoff time. His Jordan cleats was extra nice, and my man, yeah, he was 5 years younger. Yeah.
Cam Harper, which receiver do we target in free agency? T. Higgins.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
I don't even know if there's anyone worth going for outside of him.
The only other guy that I was potentially going to consider, but I would have to look at the contract, was Amari Cooper, because remember he got traded this year. And if he's going to hit the market because he was a trade,
yeah.
If you're getting him full offseason, I like it because I think full offseason, he is definitely a number one.
What about Diggs?
He's coming off the ACL.
Yeah.
So I don't like the fact that he's coming off the ACL. So you're not going to get the offseason work with him. You see what I mean?
He's
banged
up a ton.
Yeah. Low key, I the one I kind of was interested in bringing back, but I'm skittish on it.
Deontay.
Yeah. I'm still going to get what I need draft-wise. I'm still going to pay for a big name, but I still want to bring that because I think I can get that, and it's cheap. Yeah, I'm not. You don't have to pay it. Why do I have to pay it right now? I don't have to pay it anything right now. And we all know, because if I do pay you, Baltimore's going to get a comp pick on top of that, so I'm going to definitely use that as my excuse of why I'm not giving you no money. But we all know the reason why I'm not giving you any money is because, what's the Thanos quote? Oh, yeah, after all your failures, what's brought you back to? Me again. You know what I'm saying? So when I think, I butchered the quotes, definitely.
No, that's about it.
But like when I think of it, I'm like, I know he's going to be hungry. I know he still answers.
I honestly think this is the only place where it can work out for him.
I would agree as well. I'm with you.
Because we're the ones that know him. Homegrown here.
And you talk about humility. You talk about ego being removed. That's what happens. But
who else is taking a chance on him like that?
That's what I'm saying.
And where else? All right, so say a team does take a chance. Where else is actually there going to be a path for success for Deontay?
You catch what I'm saying?
I think this would be the only spot where he could rehab the image, I guess,
come here for a year,
the reputation, and get it right.
You don't even have to do that long term. Give me a year. All you need is a year of good credit, and you're right back on the market, being the guy that you want to be to get paid wherever you want to go. But you need a year where you can show that you can play still, that you can conform in the locker room, that you're not going to be tripping. And that
he needs to do all this too, because if not, then why are we bringing you back? Because we're trying to move off of all that stuff. We're trying to get a whole clean slate.
Absolutely. So that's the thing. Like when I think of that, I'm like, yeah, he can do that, and he was going to most definitely have a different level of appreciation for Coach Tomlin's method and him being here after experiencing a dude telling you to go home. We're going to pay you to not come here anymore. That's what Baltimore did before they suspended him. They say, yo, stay home. Man, that's embarrassing as heck. Regardless of what you might feel you are right or wrong on, it's embarrassing as heck to be told, bro, we would rather pay you to not show up here, bro. Like, that's where we are with you. I don't care how talented you are, because in that building, man, everybody knows who's nice and who's not nice. We all teammates, but I know you're nicer than him, he's nicer than him, and he's nicer than him, but you nicer than all of them. That's why you in here. But you's not nicer than him. So when I tell you, hey, bro, you don't even show up, I'm going to pay you to stay home. You over here like, oh, wow. Like, we to that point then. And all of them understand as well, like, oh, wow, we're really to that point now? It's embarrassing as heck, bro. It's like you're not a professional. I can't trust you. I don't even want you on my team. So when you thinking of that perception, and now we're saying league-wide, if you don't have a relationship with him, how willing are you to even take that chance? But with us, we got familiarity. With us, Coach Tomlin was the one who gave him his introduction to this thing. And it's kind of built that foundation with him. And that's why I think that relationship works still.
Yeah.
And the dude that he had the biggest issue with isn't here in terms of KP. Now, we obviously know it's another dude in here, potentially, that, weren't seeing eye to eye on. But,
Who?
I was talking about big 3-9.
Yeah.
but time has passed, so maybe they're in a different place right now.
Yeah, that Texan scenario is crazy with Deontay.
Yes, dude.
Like, come on, bro.
Bro, for the postseason.
Yeah.
After the injuries that they've had, and they say, yo, we would rather do it without you. We would rather do it without you.
Because he made it more about him.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
after they won their wild card game.
Come on, bro. Like, that's the part where when you hear me talk about GP, I'm like, GP, bro, I don't care how talented you are, bro. It's a lot of talented dudes at this level. There isn't a shortage on dudes that are, capable. Most dudes just don't get opportunities. You got a great opportunity. Don't blow this opportunity because you don't know how to process and, display your emotions and your feelings, man. you got a great situation you're in right now, but it can very quickly change. Think about Deontay, man. Like, this is night and day for Deontay compared to where he was a year ago this time, man.
Yeah.
All because you couldn't handle the way you felt and the way that you needed to project and communicate those feelings, bro. It's like, it's a right and a wrong way to go about it in the football, like NFL sense, man. And a lot of them young dudes, they do struggle with that because up until that point, you really have never had to care about how you project your feelings. You could just say what you want, do what you want. And more than likely, man, the head man is going to say, all right, bro, we're going to do whatever it needs to be done to make you feel happy. But when you get to this level, everybody is talented. So you don't get to be the outlier unless your production has separated you to that extent. And unfortunately for both of them dudes in this case, they're productive, but they're not God tier AB production. So if you're not that, then this is kind of how it goes.
Yeah, they're saying he's the Kardashian of the NFL right now.
Yeah, it's not a jeez. It's not a good
for
look
the streets NFL version.
I was going to say it's not a good look right now, bro. He's
5 teams, 6 teams over the course of a year.
Around, bro. His pro football reference got real, just like colorful all of a sudden. We like, bro, you was a one dude, one jersey, and now it's just, yeah.
Yeah, and he was on good pace for being
Come on, bro. He would have been leading
Steeler all-time receiver.
That's what I was gonna say. Multiple categories: receptions, yardage, touchdowns. Yeah. Like he was on pace.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm not saying he would have been in the top, but we would be talking about him in like the top 5.
It's the Najee combo.
Yeah.
It's the Najee is a top 5 running back in Steelers reigning history. All because he stuck around, man.
Is he?
Bro, look at his numbers.
No. Not top 5. No way.
Look at his numbers.
Top 5, just rushing yards.
Just look at his numbers, bro.
Okay, I'll take your word for it right now.
Yeah, like
top 5.
Najee's
no way,
bro. Like Najee's man. Hold on. Let me get the math right.
I think we were talking about if he sticks around a few more years, he'll definitely be up there.
Yeah. Let me check that.
He might be. He's definitely top 10.
He's probably top 10. His numbers are up there though, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been one of those scenarios. Like obviously, we're not seeing Deontay put up 1,500, but you keep stacking up 800, 900, maybe 1,000-yard seasons over the course of 10 years.
It's no different. We compare Hines to AB. We don't think that Hines' skill is more than AB. But when you look at the production of his time here versus AB's time here, Hines got the better numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess overall.
But shout out.
Not on a per. Yeah, definitely not on a per game basis.
No. But overall, it's like the numbers were there. Yeah.
AJ Martinez, the Ravens choked again. 3 turnovers. KC's going to get beat by Washington. Let's go, Washington. Much love and respect. Blessings to all.
He got Jaden Daniels going to the ship.
Yeah, it seems like he's got the Chiefs beating the Bills, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess why not the Commanders, really?
That's what I'm saying. Like, this be their third matchup with Philly, too, this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think that would be a crazy upset.
No.
The Eagles, they still don't look that good.
Saquon looks great, but them as a whole is weird. Yeah.
Remember how I said Jalen Hurts plays like he's 35?
Mm-hmm. He looked like he was 35 at points.
Well, yeah. Right. So I asked my one buddy who's kind of new to NFL fandom.
Yeah.
Really, he's gotten into it over the last like 2 or 3 years. I asked him like, how old do you think Hurts is? He said 32. I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised you said that. He plays like he's an older quarterback. Huh? He's like, yeah. He looks.
He got an old soul about him, man. He got an old.
I was like, yeah. I think he's 27. He's like, there's no way. I was like, yeah. He's 27.
Yeah. That's Hurts though, man.
Yeah, dude gets it done, but he just looks like he's always laboring out there so much. Now I get he probably is dealing with some injuries right now. Obviously, he got banged up in the last game. Was going to the blue tent.
He got hit a lot.
I thought Peckett was gonna get a chance out there.
He did too. I was like, wait a minute.
He still might get a chance. Like, you know, if the NFC Championship, Hurts could get hurt. He could get hurt for the Super Bowl.
Give him a Nick Foles, man. All you need is a game.
KP versus Mahomes showdown.
All you need is a game, bro. Deke's villain arc.
Oh, my God.
We would not hear the end of it. Oh, my God. We would not hear the end of it.
KP game-winning drive in the Super Bowl. KP game-winning drive in the NFC Championship.
My God.
Like
oh, my God. I would be miserable. We would be miserable, Deke. That would be tough. All it would take is
I'd be miserable too.
No, you would not.
I would be.
No,
I would be because it's like, oh, the Steelers let this walk. And I tried telling everyone that we should give them another year.
Yeah.
I would be mad. I would be mad because we're in the same exact spot as last year. No quarterback. Whereas like oh, wow, this guy we drafted in the first round and believed in, we had on our roster, but we prioritized Russ over, well, I guess, yeah, in a way.
We prioritized him. We just brought him in.
Yeah, we brought him in.
We had no other quarterback outside of Kenny Pickett under contract.
Obviously, we could have kept things nicer for Kenny as opposed to bringing in Russ. We could have kept things a little bit more calm for Kenny. Placated more towards him. I'm not even saying we should have done that. That's the other thing.
I'm with you.
Given what Kenny did his first 2 years, I'm not necessarily saying that's the right answer either. I don't think we should have been walking on eggshells around Kenny Pickett. But
you say he's no big.
But you could have had what I'm saying is you could have had the vision and saying like, we're gonna buy in to you. We're not gonna ruffle feathers here.
Okay. We
see this working, so let's just build around you. The Steelers could have they could have done that.
They definitely could have. Yeah.
AJ Martinez says, God bless the king, Martin Luther the king. Long live the king. We are still trying to reach the mountaintop down here on earth.
No, that's facts on that one, man. Big facts on that one.
We got Steeler Nation on fire. Shout out to the Bills for beating the Ratbirds. Good luck to the Bills trying to beat the Chiefs and the refs.
Hey, man.
The refs are definitely something you got to watch out for.
But they say, may the odds ever be in your favor.
The Mahomes stuff's just getting crazy at this point.
Hey, I was laughing, bro. I was laughing. I wasn't tripping on the Mahomes stuff as bad. Obviously, we know when you slow it down and you look at the replay, yeah, you can see they didn't hit each other.
Well, when flopped, it actually that's the one that got me.
Sideline, yeah.
Come on,
but they didn't throw the flag on that, though, right?
They didn't. They
didn't throw the flag. I think we all just looked and was like, hey, bro, like that was blatant there. But I wasn't tripping on the two dudes hitting each other helmet to helmet over top of Mahomes, and it's like, oh, y'all ain't hit him, y'all missed. It's like, yeah, but y'all was definitely trying to kill that man. So I'm not tripping.
He did like a late slide though, like all well and good. Played around with it.
All well and good.
Did the Mahomes stuff that he's been doing.
That's all well and good, but I'm like, you know what that is.
It looked bad. It looked worse than what it was. For sure.
I had the issue. It was the Ravens game. Lamar gets hit on the sideline, bro. He's like 3 yards out of bounds. And they didn't call it. I'm listening to the commentary. He's like, well, you know, the defender started the contact while he's in bounds. I'm like, bro, he's in the white. Like, and they don't call that. And it was just like, if this is Mahomes, though, we know that it's a 15-yard borderline riot taking place. And that's the part that sucks. Because if you're not that guy, you don't get all of these other questionable calls.
You saw what happened in the Bengals AFC Championship a couple years ago.
He gets every call, it feels like, or every questionable call, whereas for other dudes, you like, dude, that's a bad miss. Like, how you miss that one? Yeah.
He should have got that call. I'm fine with them just not calling that point blank, period.
Yes.
For anyone. You know, it's just football. Like, that's what I grew up on. But the rules the way they are, Lamar should have got that call.
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm
specifically seeing Mahomes get it all the time.
Yes. Yeah, if you're not calling it, don't call it across the board. But if we're seeing you call that specifically when a dude is a yard or two out of bounds, it's like, hey, bro, Lamar, man, I don't care if you're running quarterback or not. He still plays quarterback, and this dude is still a yard into the white. You can't be pulling this dude down like that and still hitting him. I'm talking about, oh, yeah, everything is good. So, and I've seen it on both sides because obviously with Josh, you'd be saying stuff be happening. It's like, if you're not 15 in that red, yeah, coin flip sometimes.
Yeah. Fran Bradford can't help but think about how he stopped 2-6, not 11. I think 2-4 is a true number one cornerback or a good number two. I think since our back end is solid, then our defense can take the next step. How we stopped 2-6 but not 11? I don't know what that means.
2-6 is Saquon. 11 is AJ Brown, maybe.
Okay.
I could be off, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because when he said 24 is
I initially was thinking
one.
Dante Jackson and Van Jefferson, but that makes no sense. I think yours makes a lot more sense.
I could be tripping though, bro. You know,
no, I think you're right.
I'm all for the research. So like, yeah, you know, that's how
I don't feel like we really stopped Saquon Barkley though.
I don't either. I just felt like they just started killing us with the slant game. To, you know, let me get your AJ Browns and Devonta Smiths. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Saquon's numbers weren't anything crazy. I just don't remember stopping him.
He didn't go like he's been going, like the 150s, the 190s, the 200s, the 60-yard explosive runs. Like, you saw what he looked like yesterday, bro. He's like, bro, you in the snow. Why you still doing that? Nah. He had a $190 something and chilled the week before. Remember, he ain't even hit it on the last play. It was like, yo, You that? Like, but that's why he's Saquon. He's special. He's in a different category.
Yeah.
Getting paid the same as what we want Naj to get. The 10, right?
Saquon's
he's getting 12.
13,
He's getting 13. Yeah, that's right. He got the 1 year. Yeah,
but I would
he got a better
gladly
deal.
play Saquon 13 as opposed to Najee 10.
Hey, look. Is Saquon a free agent next year? What's
No.
that deal looking like? I give him the 13. He got a 13. They give him 13 and a half.
Well, we had a chance to get Derrick Henry last offseason. We
That's
passed
also
on that.
true. Hey, look, is that one a free agent this offseason?
I think that's
too?
one. Honestly, I think if we're going to stick with Arthur Smith, that's the type
That's
of
the
guy
one you
that
want
he
to go
wants.
get?
Yeah, he's going to want a running back like that. Obviously, he drafted Bijan Robinson
Mm-hmm.
top 10 when he was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He had Derrick Henry in Tennessee. I think he wants one of those dudes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we're going to get one of those guys. We had our chance last offseason with Derrick Henry. But, you know what?
You get Henry this time.
I think Josh Jacobs is a free agent if we want to look into that.
I mean, he looked good in Green Bay this year.
Yeah, I thought he was fine.
It was good. Because Aaron Jones
I'd pay
is
him
up in
over
Minnesota.
Najee easily.
I mean, Jones is a different caliber running back. I ain't tripping on that.
So that's an option. I'm not saying that's the best approach, but hey, I could see us doing it. With
Now,
Arthur
question:
Smith.
you said you would pay Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
What are you paying?
10.
Okay. Like when you say I would pay Josh, like, are you saying you pay him
probably
13?
12 or 13? I think his
Okay.
deal was 1 year for 12 or 13. That's fine.
Okay.
I think it would be something like that. Josh Jacobs and Jalen Warren, I could live with that backfield.
Okay. Respect.
Let me see what he did this year.
Because to
I
me,
thought he played good. I think
yeah.
you're
Because
right.
to me, my whole question is you're clearly just the $4 million difference, right? Josh Jacobs at the
26.
13 mil versus Naj at 10, 9, 10 range.
I would gladly do that.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was gonna say that
1,300, 15 touchdowns.
So to me, that goes
Easily.
back to my convo about not cutting corners, right? If we're going to try to improve the roster and we're going to go out and get pieces like, yo, if we feel like that's the guy, actually spend and go get that type of guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's my thing. Like,
And it's not
that's
paying
the
that
combo
much
I
more.
like. Yeah, like, don't give me I'd rather spend 9 on this guy because of upside. It's like, yo, if we think this guy is the better guy and it's only 5 or whatever more, it's like, man, go get that guy. But Jacobs, he ain't available to us, is he? I don't feel like
He's a
available.
free
Is
agent.
he?
I think he's going to be a free agent. 100%. I think it was just a 1 year deal with the Packers for 12 mil. Let me double check.
Because I know, because Saquon, man. Because if that's a 1 year,
I'd do that right now.
I'm about to say, if that's a 1 year, we need to call it. Call him up. If that's a 1 year, I like Josh.
Let's see. I'm seeing 4 year, $48
Yeah, that's
million
what I say. Yeah, I
deal.
ain't think that.
Yeah, it's 4 years.
But
why did I think one?
That's why it's Josh.
Maybe
Jacobs,
because
though. Yeah.
I think only 12 of it was guaranteed. Maybe that's why I
Right,
thought
yeah.
it was one.
Yeah.
Damn.
That sounds right. Yeah, but I say, but I feel
It
like
was.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I feel
Guaranteed
like
at signing,
deal.
$12.5 million.
Right.
That's it. Total guaranteed, $12.5
Because him
million.
and Saquon essentially got 1 year deals based off of guarantees in the money, and that was like
That's an
new
unreal deal
approach,
for
yeah.
the Packers.
But at the time, remember, running backs weren't getting nicer deals. So this was like the change, so to speak, in that. But the way that teams are doing it, they saying basically, we're not willing to guarantee you 3 years, but if you stay healthy, you're going to get this type of deal. So that's why he's going to get the 12. And he'll, I don't know what he's supposed to get next year. It's supposed to be in that same category,
It's
though,
the
right?
same-
Yeah.
yeah,
So
same
I think
thing.
that's what it is. Whereas beforehand, running backs were getting more of that in guarantees. And that's the Zekes, the L. Bells, the David Johnsons of the world. And that's kind of where it stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no Josh Jacobs to the Steelers. That dream's dead.
All right, back to the drawing board. But I like it, though. Well, it's not completely dead, though. Because we still got to see, man, maybe the Commander or maybe the Packers don't want to pay him the 12 again. Maybe they say, all right, we got what we got up out of you. We did the 1 year thing. We're going to try to invest at wide receiver and pass rusher or middle linebacker. You know what I mean? So, hey, we're going to go draft something unless you hit it. And if he does,
Wow.
what we calling? What we calling?
That would be stupid.
But you never know money-wise. They got a quarterback they got to pay. Remember that. We don't have that just yet. So,
It'd be awesome. But, I mean, he lived
Right.
up to the bill for them.
no, he
15
has.
touchdowns, 1,300
But-
yards.
Look at their payroll. You got Jordan Love. You got Jair Alexander over there. You're going to have to pay Rashawn Gary soon, the pass rusher over there.
This running back market's bleak right now.
This is also very true.
Najee's legit probably the top running back on the
He
market.
is. Why wouldn't he be? Come on, man. It's Najee. Put some respect on his name, bro. You know that.
Unless
and
you
Najee
want
went to
Aaron
Dallas,
Jones.
they said Dallas going to pay that man 14.
Go for it.
Dallas will get him all the money. He give him 13.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Man. J.K. Dobbins.
He can't stay healthy. Give me Naj. I'm taking Naj over J.K. I'm taking Naj over J.K. every day. J.K. is really nice to look at, but, man, he can't stay healthy. Everywhere he goes, he gets hurt. And it's never like you can come back quickly injury. It's the long boy, like, season variety injury. I don't want a nice car that I can't drive. I want the one that I can let me cut up in that
That's
thing.
really
man.
it. It's J.K. Dobbins, Najee, Aaron Jones. Those would probably be the top three.
Aaron
Nick
Jones,
Chubb
I like, but I think,
for name value.
Yeah, I like Aaron Jones, but I feel like I already have that in Jalen in terms of my slasher dude. I need that thump with it. That's why Jacobs makes the most sense because he's the true like combo as well with that. Poor man Saquon.
It's brutal.
What's Henry? Is Henry's deal? How many years he have on his deal, bro?
One more.
I was like, man, I definitely holler at that one too. Hold on,
Too
bro.
late. We had our chance.
Is there really no other? Hold on, it has to be another guy out there, bro.
I can name you names.
Give me some names, man. Yeah,
A.J. Dillon, Jeff Wilson, Javonte Williams.
AJ Dillon used to be a dude. Remember that? Javonte, he
Samaje
was straight before he tore the
Perine,
ACL.
Chase Edmonds, Dearness
Perion's
Johnson.
a good role guy.
You know
Edmonds.
what? Rico
Shout out Edmonds,
Dowdle.
man.
Rico
Shout out
Dowdle.
Edmonds.
There you go. He might be in. He's in that top three.
God, that don't move you past Naj. I'd rather pay Naj.
Sure. Yeah, but he actually, 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Kareem
he looks
Hunt,
great.
Cam Akers, Donta Foreman.
Kareem is interesting. Do you believe he still is
He
that?
looks kind of washed. He looks a little big.
He did look a little thick, bro. I was like, yo, hey, bro, did you add something?
It works because it's the Chiefs, but
Yeah.
no, I'm not interested in him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's bleak. As I said, I could keep naming you names. Mike Boone, Josh Kelly,
Hey, bro.
Patrick Taylor,
It's getting real dark all of a sudden, bro. It's getting real dark with the
Abdullah.
names. It's getting real dark. It's getting real dark. Abdullah had a little run when he was out in Vegas for a little bit. Just dark. Nah, it's feeling good right now. Nah, shit.
Good for him.
Somebody gonna take care of me this offseason, man.
Yeah, good for him. I don't want to be the ones to do that, though. I really don't. I'm over it. Fran Bradford, also, what does it take to get more stunts on the D-line to free up TJ? More exotic D-line looks and pressure should help 90 more. Does that fall on TA?
No, it doesn't fall on TA. That falls on, are you ready for this? Cam Hayward and my man Larry Ogunjobi. Those dudes don't want to run games. They feel like they one-on-one pass rush dudes, man. They could win their one-on-one matchup. As a pass rusher, you don't want to run a game. We say games are for the dudes that can't get off on themselves. If you can't win a one-on-one, you need to have somebody game it to get you open. Our contracts up front let you know that we don't feel like we got guys that need the game to win. If we need the game dudes, man, you need to start paying them dudes $5 million. You know what I mean? Like, that's the gaming variety.
Is there a benefit to doing it, though? Just for getting your pass rush better, though?
So this is the thing. The reason why we talk about the game element is this, right? Certain parts are going to work, but what you're essentially doing is trying to create a hard like edge right here. I'm trying to create this angle right here. So I don't think you can get to the inside of this tackle, based off of your ability, because he's too good. He's going to block every time you try to cross his face. He's going to wash you down. You're not fast enough to go around him in a circle and get back to that spot. So how do I create that for you? D tackle. I know you can run over this guard and you can steamroll him and get back there, but I don't want that. I need this dude to get free. So 1-2 steps, but your job is to go hit this dude's hip. I don't care about nothing else. 1-2, hit this guy's hip. Now from there, redirect. You might come free, but we trying to get it for you, all right? Because we're hoping that this guard is not going to be smart enough to keep his head out of it. He's going to follow down with you, and now you got two guys blocking the decoy, and you loop around for the freebie because you're not good enough to just win this one-on-one matchup. So now I'm trying to create this hard thing for you. Now, it's all good until what happens if it's a quick game? You've already predetermined it. You're looping, right? I've already predetermined I'm here and I'm here. So now I'm asking you, all right, now you need to learn to read it. So now we're about to start building the punted. So it can still work. But if I'm doing all this, why am I paying you 12, 13? You and me?
Well, I'm just trying to think, making it harder on the offensive line, making it harder on the offense to communicate and try to confuse them a little bit.
And all of that is fine. But we say, like, as a player, you look at that part and you say, you got to confuse people when you're not better than them. And that's the whole Are you a X's and O's? Or are you a Jimmy and Joe's? If your Jimmy and Joe is better, I don't care what your scheme is. You could do all the dancing you want. This offensive line going vertical set. You can run every game till you blue in the face. You're just going to be running from out here to right here. So that's the mindset, right? Whereas if I feel like my guy is just flat out better than you, I don't care how many times you slide this protection to my tack or my DN. I don't care how many times you try to, molly the protection and muddy up the inside. That guy is going to kick this guy's butt every single time. And there's nothing you could do about it. And that's why you got Aaron Donald. He gets paid what he would get paid. Cam Hayward get paid what he gets paid. Because it's like, yo, it doesn't matter what scheme you try to do offensively. You have to account for this guy because he is a wrecker. If he's not, then it's like, all right, cool. Do your games. But offensively, if you vertical set, all y'all going to be doing is just change the positions. At least that's the theory in terms of how you would think of it offensively. So it's like, it's not, I don't feel as much concern if I got to see you do games. Now can we communicate? Hey, don't two hands this because he's just trying to decoy because that guy's good enough to beat you one-on-one. So vertical set. You don't got to chase that. Tackle. Hey, bro, you ain't got to worry about that, bro. You know I got you right on the inside. You just keep setting back. He's not good enough to beat you on the edge, so he has to come in here and game it. So if we're on the same page, Deke, it don't matter what he does to you, I got your back. And it don't matter what he do to me, you got my back. That's the offensive line part. Defense, we like, hey, bro, I got this. We ain't worried about none of this game stuff. This guy can't block me, fam. I don't care what he do. You can slide the protection. I'm still too fast for him. He can't stop this. And that's, how we take that mentality.
My guess, though, is like utilizing it here and there. Like that's got to be thrown off the offense, right?
You do. But there is a difference between the TJ Watts, the Highsmiths, the Cams, and how we approach it and the amount of games or amount of blitzing, right? Blitz is another part, right? Think about our blitz numbers. We're not zero blitz, but the amount of blitzing, we're very small with that percentage. Why? Because we got guys that can win pass rush one-on-one. So you don't have to blitz.
Used to.
This is also true. But you catch what I'm saying? So it's like mentally
you're saying. Get back to that blitzing.
Right. So, but the thought process is, man, since I got these dudes up front, I don't have to put my defense, I don't have to put them in a bind by taking somebody out of coverage to create pressure. I got guys up front that can do that. So your hope is,
I'm with you.
Yeah, if they're doing
like in Madden, you try to have as least amount of pass rushers as possible. If they can get to the quarterback and you can cover, like I'm with you on that.
And so when it comes to the gaming and stuff, it's like on occasion, you run a game, but man, you only get about 10 to 15 pass rush reps, like true drop back 5-step, not quick game, not screen, not all right, man. The weird timing of it is a situational too. Like we talking bona fide drop back where I can get off and do a move. So if I only got 10 to 15 of these, you think I really want to waste one rep where I don't even get to actually rush? My rush is, all right, let's do it again. Let me sell it real quick. All right, let me get you. All right, hold on, wait. It's like, yo, this is cool. But I'm like, bro, I finally get a chance to go. Like, let me go. You know what I mean? Like, we don't get a lot of it, and we fancy ourselves the same way wide receivers fancy themselves as, yo, we win one-on-one reps, right? You can't guard me one-on-one. I'm going to go win this, get the catch, score a touchdown. That's how we view getting a sack. We're like, bro, you can't block me one-on-one. You can't stop me one-on-one. And I'm about to prove that. So don't get me out of what anything. Like, yo, let me get the one-on-one. I want to be on the backside, Justin Jefferson, right? On occasion, you'll see him move him around to the front side, game him. But as a whole, he's like, yo, he's over there. Give him space. Let him go to work because he's that type of guy. And if defensively they respect it, they better put a safety over there, corner over there, and have somebody else with eyes. And that's when we say, yo, other guys got to step up, right? Because this dude's accounting for 2, now 3 dudes. But outside of that, it's like, man, at that level, man, you feel like your talent is enough that you should be able to win without me having to give you a ton of games and all this other stuff, because I don't feel like I need to create all these moving pieces up in front, because now with them games, what are the run fits now? That's another thing. When we call this TE stunt, now your gap on the run, you're no longer the force player where you're sitting outside. Now you got to be inside. Okay, when you're inside, if it's a pull, you got to know to spill this. All right, if it comes at you, though, you got to know to hammer this. Now, my linebacker, you got to know what the game is, too, because it affects your run fit as well. So it's just a lot more pieces versus, bro, if you could line up and do what you're supposed to, you're in that gap, I'm in my gap, we're good. When you're one-on-one, And that's what you hear a lot of dudes say at that level. It's always just win your one-on-one, bro. If you can win your one-on-one, we got a chance to be a dope defense, dope offense, etc. But if you can't, now we got to figure out different ways to help you.
Yeah, maybe it's less about the gain stuff and maybe more about just calling different blitzes or just different stuff,
more
point blank period.
I think like the timing of some of the calls, I think that's one of the things that, for example, in Kansas City, Spagnolia, I think he has a great feel on when to send his blitzes. He blitz a lot, but he's also, it's times where you'll think it's about and he won't. And he just is real thoughtful about how he calls those calls. I think that's one of the critiques I have for TA. It's like, yo, if you are, because on occasion he does blitz, but it's like, when are we calling these calls? I get when you try to call a blitz on a first down to get, a negative play versus a run. That's fine, but after a while, everybody know you blitzing on first down. So teams are going to start to do what? Which we start to see. Let's get it out quick on the early downs, and now we'll wait to the later downs. You're not going to blitz because all your money's up front, so you banking on these guys winning. We know late in the year they weren't winning. Now I got what I'm looking for. And so that's the part for TA where I'm like, you got to be better with that, especially when it's late in these games and you're seeing, they're not winning these one-on-ones like that. What's my go-to blitz? What's the thing that I got in my pocket that I know I can hit on this one? And every coach has that, man. I know when we was there, we had our dream with Cobra. We knew that was corners coming from the weak side. It was like, when we call that, man, you know what the time it is. And it would work. But we were heavy blitzing. We blitzed at the time. We would get a ton of sacks. We led the league in sacks a couple times. We was always in high 40s, high 40s and 50s. But we sending it. But we didn't have a $30 million or $14 million. Like, we ain't had that. It was, you got 2, you got 2.5. All right, the rest of y'all on vet mins or regular contracts. You're a first rounder. But nobody was like, this is the money guy. So that was where our approach was at. This is way different. This is y'all got the money.
Right.
So yeah, we leaning on y'all,
we're
bro.
Still giving up 30 points and not getting sacked.
Yeah,
so
come on, bro.
What are we paying for here?
Hey, you know how I put you, bro, but that was the difference. I'm like, we didn't have that type of money up front. We knew what we were, so it was like, yo, we're gonna blitz you to death. And we knew you had to be buttoned up with your fits, and that was the thing that the linebackers, they had to know every type of twist, turn, game up front because your run fit changes, and if you're off, touchdown. So
I get you. All right, we got Juice Bellamy, LB3, Juice Wells, Emeka, and Rocket are Steelers.
He said Juice. He knows the guy.
Is that the Ole Miss guy?
Yeah, don't call him the Ole Miss guy. That's the James Madison guy that does play at the University of Oldham, Mississippi.
LB3, I think that's Luther Bird. Emeka, I don't know who Rocket is.
Is that the
How are we getting all those receivers?
Maybe that's his wish list.
You could trade Pickens, and I guess we'll have resources. I don't know who Rocket is.
I was about to say, are any of these guys Pickens caliber?
No.
That's no.
I think Burden and Emeka got a chance for first round. Juice Wells, you were saying second and third,
yeah.
I don't know who Rocket is.
We'll figure out Rocket. Yeah, I don't know that one just yet. And look, I tell you, today was the last install that I had to get done at the house, man. So I'm gonna have some more free time on my hands, hopefully soon. All right.
Well, I don't know. You're not in off-season mode just yet.
Hey, man, I did think I was going to be awesome. I was playing Call of Duty yesterday. Then I was like, yep, game time. Then the game ended, and I was like, oh, guess we still got action. All right, guess we still got action. Yep.
Yeah, I'll be the one looking up who the receiver prospects are and stuff.
I'm checking out Chiefs tape right now. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's how we feel about the Chiefs right now. You know what I'm saying? You ready for the Foster match for that one?
I don't think you're as invested right now in the draft as I am.
Hey, man, it's all good. It's all good, bro. Hey, I'm doing it for us, all right? We had to get Lamar up out of there. Now it's time to do everybody a favor and get Kelsey, Mahomes, the Swifties. That's what we doing. All right. It's for the team. It's for everybody.
I don't know if it's really a favor for me. It's a lose-lose for me either way. Jalen Bush, I think we should go for Will Howard in the draft.
Oh, that's the Ohio State quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Big dude. Yeah.
He is being overlooked a little bit, I feel like.
I don't hate him. He low key. I haven't watched enough of him. That's my only issue. Because right now, what I've seen, I'm like, all right, are you like Bo Nix, Oregon, where it was early on in Auburn, we heard about you had some success, but not big enough to where we felt, confident that you could be a guy. You go to Oregon and you light it up, and now we're seeing you have success with Sean Payton up in Denver, and you're looking like a great pick.
That might not be a bad comparison.
So when I think of Will,
he's just
I'm
bigger
like,
and probably got a better arm.
That's it. So I'm like, I don't see it as a negative, a comp. I'm just like, it wasn't loud the whole time that he's been there, but that's all I could think of. I'm like, from what I've seen, he looks.
Yeah, look, I mean, he's like 6'4", 6'5".
He looks the part, and he has the arm. He's playing at a big school. He's used to
I don't
big
know.
games.
I don't know why he hasn't been
negatives.
getting talked about like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because like Shador and Cam Ward were more loud numbers-wise throughout the regular season.
You had Quinn and you had Arch Manning, also loud names.
Yeah, he's just been plugging along. And you look up now, he's got Ohio State championship, and then the numbers are starting to add up more and more because he's playing some more games. I mean, that's not going to hurt either.
Yeah.
But he's playing good in all these big games.
He's playing good.
Yeah, Tennessee game and then the last game.
And he has a chance to win the championship. This is the same thing that low-key helped J.J. McCarthy out.
Yeah.
J.J. prior to the championship run was kind of like
second round with him.
And then bop, you win a natty, went way earlier, man. So we'll see.
I don't know how to feel about that then. I don't know where he's getting drafted. If we re-sign Justin Fields, I'm not trying to draft a quarterback early. I'm viewing Justin Fields as like our rookie quarterback.
Okay.
As our all right, let's see what you could do this year, potential long-term type of thing. Give him that chance. Give him a first-round like wide receiver. Give him some pieces in the draft as opposed to doubling up on quarterback. That's how I would go about it. I'm not even saying like invest in another pick in the quarterback at some point is like this terrible idea because it is the most important position.
Yeah.
But
and outside of Skylar Thompson, our cupboard is kind of bare.
Yeah, I'd give Fields the best chance possible. I'd load up around him.
Yeah.
Man, I was thinking with Josh Jacobs, that could have been sick. Fields, Josh
Jacobs,
maybe
bro.
sign a T. Higgins.
You had me so excited when you said Josh Jacobs, and I was like, bro, I promise, I know I was researching. I ain't researched that much. I'm like, yo, I know he got extra years on this deal, bro. I know he do. I'm not. So I'm glad I ain't lose it all the way. I was nervous, Deke. I was getting really excited about Josh being it because I'm like, yo, Coach Tomlin is going to, for a fact, go get him. I don't care what you say. Like, that's the guy he's going to get. If that was available, he was the guy he was going to go get, bro. 1,000%.
And there's no other running backs in that caliber that are available.
Any running backs you would trade for?
Bijan.
What does that do to Warren, though?
Smith.
What does that do to Warren, though?
You little two-back combo.
I mean, we two little backs is what I'm saying.
I don't think Bijan's that little.
Let me rephrase that. He's not a Najee big back, like a power puncher. He is a bigger back. He's not big. He's like 200 pounds. Bro, you're not about to have me feeling like Bijan is a big back, bro. Bijan is not a big back, man. Bijan is smaller than Saquon.
I know. Yeah, for sure.
Is Saquon a big back?
Yeah. Bigger, yeah.
He got big legs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's something we need
like
to do.
Like Najee's a
honestly.
big back. You feel me? Like when I look at like Najee, AJ Dillard, like that's a big dude.
Dulac said something that he thinks the Steelers need to get a running back that can get to the edge. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, speedy dude. Yeah.
Yeah, we need that. But like Bijan's a do-it-all though too.
Yeah, that's why he went top. Was he 5th overall? Right.
That's the guy I would want. I'm not as concerned about having like a bruising back. Maybe you get that guy in the draft like 3rd round. You get a specialist guy like a Josh Jacobs or not Josh Jacobs. What was his name back in the day? Brandon Jacobs.
Oh yeah,
someone like that. One. Although he ended up having like a really nice career and being a stud running back, but
he was probably
someone
like
of
the
that
next,
mold.
The
I would
next
grab late
most
in the draft.
Successful big back outside of like the Derrick Henry type. Like Brandon Jacobs was one of the first ones to do that.
Yeah,
like that 6'3", 6'4" running back. Yeah,
I trade for Bijan, try to reunite him with Smith.
Yeah. Jeff H said, "How big is a band of Canada's? Excuse me."
He's a smaller back.
He's smaller.
He's bigger than Warren though.
Because Warren is about the same size as Bijan. He's just not as tall. Warren about 200 pounds, like a little sawed off, little thigh.
I mean, if you're bringing up a Banacanda, I'd go after him too.
There it is.
We shouldn't have to trade for him though. Definitely shouldn't have to trade for him. I don't know. Yeah, what other running backs could be available like that? I don't even think Bijan's available, but
yeah, if I'm Atlanta, why am I moving? That's shoot, especially now with Penix at the sticks now.
No.
Baltimore's not moving on from Derrick Henry right now.
Yeah,
the Eagles not moving on from Saquon.
There's not many other
Bills not
game-changing
moving
running backs
on
out
from
there
James
like that.
Cook. What about Pacheco? Would you be interested in him?
No.
Nah, I'm with you on that one. Chase Brown, he had a good season with. Oh, so you don't believe the season was? You don't believe he's like that?
No, I do. It's just no.
You don't move your needle. I'm with you.
No.
ETN, maybe it's a fire still in Jacksonville.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll be interested in that one.
I like with Chase Brown. I already think we got Jalen Warren with him.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
ETN, yeah, that'd be nice.
You know how I feel about that one. Yeah. Ooh, they bringing up
we
Joe
need some
Mixon.
speed, man. We need some speed.
They're bringing up Joe Mixon. He looked good in.
Off of him.
I would agree because he looked really good in Houston. Yeah. But yeah,
McCaffrey?
I would say ETN. I'm scared of McCaffrey, bro. McCaffrey, he did the thing. He had that year. You know that year we talk about running
you're
backs.
right. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, bro, I thought you were immune to it until this year. You showed me you were no longer immune to it.
That could be dope, him and Fields, though.
It could be, but I'm scared of it. That's why I kind of lean a little more ETN.
Yeah, ETN would be sweet.
And ETN, I feel like ETN, no, he's been banged up, but he still plays in a lot more games. I feel like I see him a lot more, man.
Definitely grab a big running back in the draft.
I need a thumper, though.
Yeah.
I need a thumper to go with.
Get someone in like the second or third round.
Yeah.
Maybe not second. Third or fourth.
Because I feel like ETN would take over the Najee role. We still got Jalen doing what he does. And then I need the Cordell Patterson. But instead of it being that gadgety dude, I want that to be my power puncher, my big back that just, you're the bruiser. Because I feel like with ETN and Warren, they would be able to give me that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd be all for that.
Jacksonville, like I said.
Yeah, because you could be
running starting over soon, man.
You could be running things on offense like the Bills with James Cook. ETN can be that
seriously.
James Cook for you.
That's literally the same.
Who's your second guy then?
They use Ty Johnson, Ray Davis. Ray Davis is
use all three.
Ray Davis is a 4th round pick.
That's what we should
Ty
do.
Johnson, he come in to get carries. Heck yeah.
That's what we should do.
Yeah.
You have Jalen Warren as that second guy. All right, 50-50 split, however you want it, with him and ETN. But then, get a big bruiser. Yeah,
because Buffalo, it's 80%. It's probably 70% Cook and then 15% apiece between the Ray Davis, Ty Johnson, depending on flavor of the week type thing. Because both of them can do the whole running and catching, but you clearly see that James is like the alpha of the group, and that would be how it would be here if it was ETN. You still would have Warren, and then whoever that third, style is.
And if you rock with Fields, we'll be running it more than the Bills.
Right. Bills are running a little bit more
to utilize
now,
those running backs more than what you guys are doing up there.
Yeah. Because, like, Josh on occasion would still use his legs, like, the game this weekend, you saw him use it a little bit more. But it's like with Fields, we could use that even more and really weaponize almost like early Lamar, where they were doing in Baltimore with him. So it's a method. It's a road to where it could work, man.
I'm just ready to move off of Najee, man. I need some more speed.
You've been trying to move off of Najee for the past 3 years, man. I know how you do. And it's crazy because I was the one that wanted ETN on draft night. But I'm the one who's been over here like, yo, come on, Najee. I believe in you, Najee. Come on, man. Keep going, Najee. Keep going, Najee. It's crazy how we've gotten here.
Yeah, but
it's crazy how we've gotten here.
If push comes to shove, who do you want next year? ETN or Najee?
I've been on ETN. You know how I feel about ETN.
I know, so you're willing to move off Najee
but ETN's my back. ETN's been my back. That's been my running back. I ain't like his little brother. I'm like, you know what? Because I know you. That's my God. Don't forget it. That's my one. That's my running back. I like that running back. I'm just glad I got a James Cook in my life. That's it. Yeah.
Benny Guava, you think Cole Holcomb played better with the green dot?
I do. I don't know what was the difference outside of just him being able to handle that added responsibility. And like I said earlier, some guys can handle it better than others. But to me, Cole Holcomb, I think he'll be fine with it. I understand why they didn't do this, but I still wish they maybe would have considered it. A Landon going to the green dot. But I know why they didn't, and that's mainly because he would come off the field. And you don't want the green dot to be on anybody that comes off the field. But just like, man, that could have definitely helped out. Where you have him be green dot for base, and then when you go to your sub package ball, all right, now you radio the call in, or if you go hand signals. Like, we've done that before, where it was, all right, that's our green dot, but if that isn't available, we are on hand signals for the next couple of plays, and we all knew what we needed to do that way. So there are multiple ways that you could go about it. I just wish that we would have considered it, and I don't know what conversation they had internally, but that's just one of the things for me that, you think of. And PQ might be like, yo, I don't want to come off the green dot. I want the green dot. I just got to be better. And some dudes take that approach, and they are better. Others is like, hey, man, don't let the pride get you. Man, move off that. Like, you gave it a year. It ain't what it was. Go. But it just depends on that person. You know what I mean? I haven't talked to him about, yo, how you feel about the green dot? But some dudes are like, yo, I don't want that. Others like, I take pride in the green dot. Like, you want to be the green dot. I know for me, man, when I found about the green dot, man, I'm like, I want the green dot. Because you feel like you the leader, you the captain, like, I'm the guy. And if you wanted to be the guy, like, you the front man, like, yo, you want that. And you want to play well. You want to be the leader. You the captain. You the quarterback of the defense, bro. So for some people, they want that. Others like, hey, bro, I don't want that green dot up on me, man.
Sure. J. Cola, if we sign Fields, when will it likely get done?
Right before free agency starts in March. I don't see... for either side, well, obviously for Fields, he could want to get the deal done sooner. But for the Steelers side, if you're seeing what free agency looks like, if you're trying to see who potentially gets released late in the free agency process, if you're looking at draft prospects, undrafted types as well, it's not an incentive for you to sign Fields today. It's not an incentive to sign him in February. You want to get as much information as you can. You want to see what the quarterback market truly looks like, whether you're talking trade, free agency, or draft. And the only way you can do that is by giving it time. So I don't see it happening before free agency starts, like right before March, like that time frame, because they won't have. I mean, you got to think combine is next month, right? That's February time frame. You know what I mean? Like, you want to go and really see what's out there. You see what I mean? Like, yeah. Whereas if you go ahead and sign Fields now, or you sign Russ, say it's Russ they decide on, you sign him now, man, what if, like you said, Rodgers is available in a couple weeks and you're like, yo, that actually does make sense. And
he's
you know
willing to come in for like $20 million bucks.
You see what I mean? Like, and that's just a name we thought as an example, but it's multiple. It's like you just don't know, so you don't want to rush to make that decision. We say right now,
Falcons cut Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Obviously, I don't want anything to do with that, but it's just the quarterback landscape. Right. You want to see what all the options are.
And if Kirk is like, man, I'm taking 15 because I just got 100. It's like, yo, who knows? Like, we just don't know. Like, across the board. But I think you make quick decisions on head coaches right now. You make that decision on, yo, who is the guy that I'm going into the whole offseason with now? In terms of the re-signings, the contract extensions, you wait on that until March. And then obviously for contract extensions, that's training camp time frame, because you don't have to be in a hurry to make a decision before you get all the variables. Like, allow some of that information to come out there, because sometimes it's good stuff that happens, man. You think about how late we got Joe Hayden, man. Now, granted, that the timing of it was a little bit different, but it's like, man, imagine if whoever it was at that time, we said, man, we're signing this guy in January. We don't even care about it. Yo, we don't have that money come August. You know, so I just think of little things like that across the board, man. Like, I still would want us to make that decision soon, but yeah, I just don't see it happening before March, man.
No. I'm definitely open to bringing in Rodgers the more I think of it. Like, if it is like a $20, $25 million deal with Rodgers, bringing a Devontae Adams, brings just some pop, some juice back to this team, this offense. Like, it's Aaron Rodgers, man. And it's not like the whole aging quarterback going to a new spot and having a revival has been done before. Like, we saw with Brett Favre, saw with Brady going from the Patriots. Everyone thought Brady was washed final year with the Patriots, but then he went to a team that actually had some pieces around him, had some good things going. Rodgers will be an extra year removed from that Achilles. Still had 28 touchdowns, 11 picks this year, and people are saying it's a bad year. I get it. It comes with some. It comes with some stuff. It comes with some trade-offs.
You said it comes with some stuff, Deke.
Potentially, yeah. It comes with some potential distractions and all that. But, like, man, if you can get some vintage Aaron Rodgers on a decent deal, sign a T. Higgins, a Devontae Adams, something like that. You mean you mean to tell me we couldn't be set up for success in 2025? Maybe even the following year too, depending if Rodgers can stay healthy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Obviously, he takes care of himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, take a chance, take a risk. It goes back to what I was saying with Derrick Henry last year. Come on, bro. That's Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take a swing, take a chance. Yeah. Like, that's what teams like the Eagles do. That's what teams like the Rams do. A bunch of these other teams that are still playing either this week or going into next week. Sometimes we play it too safe. If Aaron Rodgers is available for $20 million, but sometimes it's just like, bro, let's take this swing.
Yeah.
Let's take this chance.
I mean, in a way, that's what they did with Russ last year. It was just a cheaper one.
Cheaper, and Russ ain't Aaron Rodgers. That's the other thing. It's just he's not. I know how you feel
about Aaron Rodgers, man. You know we don't always see eye to eye with Aaron Rodgers, man.
He's an all timer, man. He's an all timer. Like I said, on a down year, 28 touchdowns, 11 picks. Now you should be winning more than what you did for sure, but in terms of having every option available to an offense, he can give you that with the type of passes that he can make. Because people with Russ are complaining he's a little shorter. What happened to the passes over the middle of the field, down the stretch? With Rodgers, he can make everything. He could do everything. So I'm open to it.
How long would you have him, though?
I'm just saying, I'm open to it, man. I'm open. Yeah. I'm open to anything right now. Actually not open to anything. I'm open to anything that, in my opinion, gets us elite quarterback play for next year.
You feel like Rodgers gonna give you elite quarterback play, man?
Yeah, I think he could. No, I think he could. All I want is the chance. I think he can give us that chance. I think Fields could give us that chance. I think trading for like a Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray, someone of that ilk could give us that chance too. Outside of that, I don't know.
And we're not saying 1 game sample size. We're saying for the full 17 plus postseason, correct?
I just want a chance. Yeah.
All right.
Those guys can give me that chance, I think. I'm out on Russ. No Kirk Cousins. Sam Darnold, it was cute. It was a good run with the Vikings. No, your run's done.
Respect.
I can't think of anyone else that's like legitimately available that would give us that hope of elite quarterback play next year, because that's what we need. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want to be dancing around the subject and just being cool with being relevant. Give me elite QB play. Am I missing anyone?
That's available. No, unless you want to throw Jameis Winston in there. I was just saying how you felt about Jameis. Is Jacoby Brissett? You want to throw him in there? Just say, I throw him out there.
This is like the running back conversation. I'll give you names. You're just giving me names now. But
would you trade for Joe Milton? Since Drake May is up there in New England, I just figured I'd throw him out there too. Trey Lance, that's potentially named. Because we don't want Dak. I don't that for the 60.
See, like a Trey Lance or an Anthony Richardson, they got the upside, but they don't have the floor that Justin Fields has. They haven't shown me what Justin Fields has this year.
Yeah,
so
that's definitely real.
I'm just rocking with Fields then. If you're talking about like upside guy,
trying to think of Jimmy G.
Come on,
I was throw a name out there. I'm just throwing names.
Is there a name or two that you would throw in that I didn't have?
No, you got my A list. You already know you named my names. I was like, hey, man. I lean heavily on proven.
No, what do you think though? Is there a guy that I'm discrediting that you would throw like they could give us an elite season?
So let me answer it this way. Because I don't think any of the guys that you named or that I'm going to name are going to give us an elite season. But I think if we add the correct pieces around them, they can give us elite moments. I think you throw Rodgers in there. I think you throw Russ in there. I think you throw Kirk in there. I think Phil's in there as well, if you're saying elite moments. But once again, you rolled your eyes as if, oh, it's Kirk. We're talking about over a 17-game sample size. Look at your boy Aaron Rodgers, man. A 17-game sample size. It's like, yo, you brought a lot of pieces in there.
Rodgers.
That's fine. You brought a lot of pieces in there, and most people got fired out of that thing, man. And we looking at the Jets like, are y'all better or worse than when you made the decision to bring in Rodgers?
That might be a Jets. We don't know exactly what was going behind the scenes there. You think that was all Rodgers taking them all out?
I think that Rodgers was heavily a part of it, yes. So when I think of that,
I don't know.
I think if you're asking him to be Superman, I think you're going to feel the same way we felt about Russ down the stretch. Hey, bro, we need more. But I think if you put pieces around him, I think you put pieces around Russ. I think if you put pieces around Kirk, I think their floors are definitely high. and they will be able to do what we need them to do. The problem with Kirk and the problem with Rodgers is contract-wise, they don't take cheap deals. Kirk bend you over backwards the way he be getting these, checks. So I'm like, I don't want to do that because we saw the type of deal he's getting. So if you trade for that, you don't trade for him as a free agent. You traded for that deal that we just saw Atlanta take. That's why everybody's like, hey, Atlanta, no wonder y'all said y'all can keep him as a backup. Because who you trading him to? Would you trade for Kirk Cousins in that contract right now?
No.
I'm a Kirk Cousins guy, and I definitely wouldn't do it. So you knock him off the list already. Now it's the Aaron Rodgers convo, and now it's what number are you going to take? If you're taking 20, I'm way more interested in that convo, and I put him above Russ and Fields just like you. But that's if he's taking 20. Because I know I got to deal with all the other stuff that comes with you, and there's no guarantee that you're going to take 20. So now I'm looking at you, and I'm like,
maybe 25.
You see what I mean? So now I'm like,
that was the Brady deal with the Bucks. It was like 25. Him and Breeze on the back end, so that's why it could make sense for Rodgers. Depends on how much he wants to play too.
But you see, there's a lot of variables surrounding him, so it makes me already like, if I'm already skittish on Rodgers, now I'm looking at it as like, yo, I got even more stuff I'm just having to weigh. So the money becomes even more prevalent. It's like, yo, the more I got to consider this stuff, the more I want that number to be a little bit lower.
Absolutely.
Now from there, it's like, okay, Russ, exact same convo. Russ, you gave me some glimpses, you gave me a couple of flashes, but as a whole, I can't win unless I get more pieces around you. If I need to put more pieces around you, heck, I got to put more pieces around Fields as well. Difference between you and Fields is younger, Fields should be cheaper. But if Fields isn't cheaper, now it's a different convo. That's the whole, all right, if Russ is willing to take 5, Russ going to take 10. Like when we joked with 7 that last year, and we're like, yo, if Ben is coming back and he's taking this amount of money, how do you move on from him? But if he's not and he's going to take 20 or any of these other numbers, you can't build enough pieces. You can't put enough pieces around him at that point, or at least that's how the team felt, right? Now, we know not everybody felt that way, but the team felt that way. So that's the thing when I look at these quarterbacks. I feel like any of these guys we're going to name, Sam Darnold, he benefited because he had great pieces around him. You're talking about bringing him away from a Justin Jefferson, a Jordan Anderson, a Aaron Jones, and a Kevin O'Connell, and we're going to say pay you more, take less, and give us better. I think he's getting set up. Somebody's going to do it, though.
I already told you.
Somebody's going to do
Sam
it.
Darnold's off my list.
To me, that's a setup.
I don't want him on my list.
I'm like, but if you're saying Sam Darnold for $20 million, I'm like, even that's a little high because up in Minnesota, he's getting 10.
Maybe it's just I think we got Fields in our back pocket. Like that, like a 20 to Sam Darnold. I'm just thinking versus Fields
to
like 10.
Well, though.
I'll rock with Fields over that.
But this is the thing. It's like I feel like Fields is still the Sam Darnold year away. I at least got to see Sam Darnold, regardless of the variable, the piece that he had with him. Yo, you still have to drive the car, and that's the one part. Even when I would look at like Dak early on, it's like, yo, you got these receivers, the running game. It's like you still got to drive it though. You still have to operate it. So yes, you got all this added stuff for you, but you still got to show that you know what you're doing. And Sam Darnold this year still did show, I can make good decisions. I can hit tight window throws. I can anticipate. I can lead. And that's why he will get a check. But what the expectations are going to be now following that, I think puts him back, where it gets back.
Yeah, so like for me,
him,
I'm thinking like that's the best I've seen from Sam Darnold. I don't think we've gotten close to what the best could be from Justin Fields. Right. So I'm taking that chance with Fields.
Right, and I think I can definitely understand it. I think just from the Steelers side, their whole argument is, man, what does it look like and how long do I have to wait to see that? Whereas at least with Darnold, we at least saw that right now.
This is my point with Fields. The beauty with Fields is those 6 games. We saw we could win with them. We saw we could go 4-2 and he could play winning football. So what could it look like if we get more development from him and he starts hitting the ceiling? We could have one of these crazy-ass offenses we're seeing. Yeah. With the legs that he's got, the arm that he's got, just all the overall talent. But yeah, he's ultimately he's got to get that. Yeah. He's got to get there.
And percentages wise, it's more than likely that he won't than he will, based off of just quarterbacks in the NFL. Now we hope that it's different for him and he's an outlier in that, but just statistically, the odds are that he is not going to develop into that, then he will develop into that. But I'm hoping that he's the outlier.
Well, and that's why too. If this is why I think Rodgers should be a legit option if he's available. Which I heard Dulac say that Steelers aren't even considering Rodgers. Like he's not coming here. It's
he's a lot, bro. Like it's different than just skill. Like
we shouldn't just throw that aside though.
Deke, have you ever had to work with somebody that you just genuinely aren't gonna like. You just don't like this
It
person.
seems like
y'all
Rodgers and
bump.
Tomlin like each other though.
They
based
might,
off some of
but
the
it
sideline
seems like internally it'd be some tension.
We won't bring Mike Williams back. We won't have to worry about that. Fresh slate.
I'm gonna say this seems like a lot of tension, bro. That's all. It just seems like where he be at. Like
We're not bringing in Lazard.
Way,
the only guy that I want from the Rodgers camp is Devontae Adams. We're not bringing in Lazard or Randall Cobb.
But now if he's the one that's disgruntled because you ain't bring his guys in, now he
needs to be happy with a job for next year.
But no, you can't tell Aaron Rodgers he needs to be happy with a job.
He
It's
does,
Aaron Rodgers.
He's about to run himself out of the league here with some of the distractions.
You're having that approach of like, yo, you need this.
He does.
Rodgers looking at it like you need me. That's the difference in it, man.
We might need both.
Rodgers the guy that's gonna let you know that though.
We'll see.
That's the dangerous part. You see how AB got when AB would let you know, like, hey, bro, I'm me. Like, y'all better. My man took his clothes off on the field. Was like, hey, bro, y'all think you can do it? I'll be all right here. Bump it then. He's like that, man.
Going back to what you're saying with Fields, though, that's why Rodgers should be an option, in my opinion. Because if you're gonna ask me who's most likely to be an elite quarterback in 2025, Aaron Rodgers or Justin Fields?
It's Rodgers.
It's Rodgers. Yeah, he's the way more likely guy to do that.
Not even a debate, and nobody would be surprised by it.
No, I would not. If you meant to tell me Rodgers goes to the Steelers, Rodgers goes to X team and becomes a top 10 quarterback again next year, maybe he's top 7, top 6 quarterback, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
No,
it's Aaron Rodgers.
No. You notice what think about the bet makers, right? Vegas, right? They pick games. That's what they do for a living. You notice how everything shifted in the Jets' favor when Rodgers got there because he is that type of dude. He moves the needle. He is that. It's just he has a lot. His baggage isn't the baggage like, all right, he has injuries all the time. No, his baggage is, he could ruffle some feathers internally because he feels strongly about his craft and he is very gifted at his craft. So that's why it makes sense for him to be, as confident in it. But it's just the way that he projects it. Sometimes it ruffles feathers. And we've seen that in multiple spots.
I'm sure we can get him that number 8, right? I'm sure we could.
I thought they retired that thing, man.
Well, Corliss Waitman's got it, but I'm sure he could make that available.
Hey,
we don't even know if he's going to be back to begin with.
This is also true.
8 would be available.
Yeah.
12 is not available. I'm sorry, it's not available. Not available.
Okay.
So he could do the whole 8 college number thing that he did with the Jets here. I'd be for it, man. I would be. Fields, Rodgers, Trevor Lawrence. That's it. Maybe Kyler Murray.
Is that your order of operations?
I don't even know if Kyler Murray's like
Kyler's my number 1. If those are the names,
really?
Yes. If those are the names, Kyler's my number 1. Trevor, I'll go Kyler, Rodgers, Trevor. Kyler, Rodgers, Trevor, and then Fields. That's my order.
Okay.
Yeah. How you putting them?
So it sounds like the only 2 names you would throw in the mix that I'm missing would be like a Kirk and a Russ.
That's literally
Is that it?
That's literally it. And those are heavily predicated on cost. I don't throw Kirk in it because you have to trade
You
for
would maybe
Kirk.
throw Donald. You would throw Donald.
So I don't throw Kirk in this convo personally because I have to trade for Kirk and I still got to take on that contract. I don't want to do that at all. I would rather pay Sam Darnold and just pay Sam Darnold than have to trade for Kirk and still pay Kirk, if that makes sense.
So you would have Darnold and
Russ.
Russ.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't put Kirk in my convo. I got Darnold and I have Russ, but Darnold is the last on the list because I think his number is the highest, but I think he is the least of all the guys. I think Russ can give me more. I think that Fields can give me more in terms of the upside and cost element of it. Rodgers is clearly more proven as well. And if I know I need to add pieces to my offense anyways, I can't add what I need to add if I'm paying him, his market value because it's going to be 30 plus. I think he needs more help. So that's why it's like those are my free agent versions. But if I can throw the trade element in there, Kyler is my number 1. I love Kyler's game. I think that Kyler can ball. And I think that he has that dual element that he can for certain run, but he has a
You don't care about the contract at all and weighing this?
The reason why I don't with Kyler because I feel like he is justified. I feel like he's good. You know what I mean? Like, now, granted, his deal was on the front end, so he's going to come around sooner rather than some of these other guys. I think he probably has like 2 more before we got to like re-up with him, but it still buys me time. And then from there, I'm making a decision when I got to make that decision. But at least give me the info. But I think with Kyler, like, age-wise, he's in a great spot. I feel like health-wise, the majority of the time, I'm like, yo, Kyler's pretty healthy. But more importantly, I just think that he gives me my full dual capacity, man. I know he can make every single throw in the book. I know he's a gamer. I've seen him win on Hail Marys. I've seen him do it with his legs. I've seen him do it with his arm. I know he's tough. The knock is he's short, but I'm not afraid of that. Like, I've seen enough short players win, and I think his game would still flow well. My only concern is he's been playing more of the, spread it out, shotgun. You can see it that way, whereas we know with Arthur Smith is more under center. That approach. Now, would Arthur Smith pivot off of that? I think we would see it because we saw with Fields, he pivoted a little bit. So I would think it would be that. But I just think that Kyler Murray can give me that Fields package that we saw early on with that rush package, and it's already ready to go here. But that's why it's already paid to the level it's paid. And I think structurally, organization-wise, we're way I spent some time out there. I love the Steelers organization. I think they'll wrap their arms around Kyler and treat him up real nice and definitely have him with the right pieces around him to put him in the right direction.
Yeah, the Murray Lawrence trade would be like the Stafford approach. Him getting up out of Detroit and going to LA and just seeing what he could do with a better, more button-up organization.
And honestly, I'm glad you brought up Stafford. That's how I view him. Like, that's
because like Murray, Lawrence, they're hovering in that like top 10, top 11, 12 range.
Yep.
Former number 1 overall pick. The talent is there, but you just wonder, could it be better somewhere else? Mm-hmm. So I think that's why I throw them in the mix of guys I'd be open to trade for. I'd probably go, I don't know. I think depending on the day, Rodgers and Fields are probably my top guys. Because Fields, you don't have to trade for. You just bring him back. Rodgers, it's just Aaron Rodgers. But obviously, if you're going Rodgers versus a Fields or even Lawrence or Murray, you don't have as long-term of an approach with that. And then his distractions are way more evident than the other 3 players. And then Kyler, Lawrence. I think maybe the height with Murray I'm a little bit concerned with and how he's going to age out.
You don't like years. Short kings? Oh, that's
well, we just had Russ and we saw how the season finished. That's why I'm a little bit concerned. But Kyler's obviously way more dynamic than
Russ. Way more athletic too.
Way more.
Like his ability to get out to that edge, man. He's stressed. Pass rushes out, bro. He's stressed him out.
Lawrence's game should age out the best. Is he as good as what he's supposed to be right now?
That's my question, bro.
That's the problem.
I think that's my knock on him. I don't think he's as good as what it was projected to be. But he was projected to be the second coming of, the Joe Montana type. Like, you're the perfect, like, you can't miss.
But then you just want, okay, if we get him with the Steelers here, what could that look like?
Yeah. All right.
He can make everything. I mean, you see some of the throws he makes. I mean, it is crazy.
He definitely can. I don't know.
Those are my 4, though. Why I bring up those 4 is because if I see any other quarterback on this team, I'm just like, give me a break. Like, you got to be kidding me.
So, Deke, this is my only issue, though, as it pertains to Trevor and Kyler. Is that Cardinals and Jacksonville? Is that going to rub off on y'all? Because I don't know, man. They just, at times, I just don't feel like them organizations got like.
Well, I don't know if either of those guys are committed to football like we would want up here
like,
in
do y'all
Pittsburgh.
got like the dog, like, because you got to really be like a dog.
Stafford, you could
like,
see that in
it.
Detroit. Like, dudes going out there playing with like dislocated shoulders and stuff, trying to win, and those teams sucked. I get what you're saying.
I'm like,
Kyler Murray, Call of Duty. Trevor Lawrence had that quote before the draft saying like, you know what, I'm a well-rounded guy. I like things outside of football. It's like, we don't want to hear that.
That's not going to fly here in Pittsburgh, bro.
That's all well and good, but
that won't fly in Pittsburgh. You know that, bro. I'm just like,
it probably should be true. Like, most people should be well-rounded, but
you don't say it publicly.
Don't say it.
Yeah, just don't say it. Keep it to yourself, man. Keep it to yourself. Here, it's football, and more football. Like, so that was definitely something that I was considering with both of them because they don't deal with any of that in Jacksonville, Arizona. It's not even close.
Yep.
And you saw even how Kyler kind of was handling the Call of Duty contract. So he was like, you thought that was loud. Wait till you was here, bro. Yeah. We trip on a Wednesday. Yeah.
So that's what. Well, yeah, I got Fields and Rodgers. Those would be my top 2.
Yeah.
Especially since we won't have to trade any assets for them. Deal with mega contracts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so, at least. Yeah, I mean, unless we trade the house and go get a Cam Ward or something in the draft, I just don't even see that as an option.
I don't think we do.
There's no way. There's just no way. Jeff H. says, looks like we're about to pull another James Conner with Najee. It's sad. Build the O-line so we stop doing this, bro.
Man. Respect on that, though, man.
Well, so
Connor still had he's still putting together a heck of a career, man. Still
that
balling
happens.
out, man. And Connor we trust, man. Shout out to James Conner.
So be it. Najee's just not working out here to the degree we'd want.
So whose tenure was better here in Pittsburgh? Najee or Connor?
Whose team?
Whose tenure was better here in Pittsburgh?
Najee's.
Okay.
He just stayed healthy.
Yeah.
Connor was able to. I think probably Connor, but he just got hurt way too much.
Up until this point, whose career would you say has been better, though?
Connor now.
Because that's what I think, too. I think Connor is having the better back end of his career.
Yeah.
But I think Najee has had the better, start.
Yeah, if you just talk about the last 3 years, I'd take James Conner over
Yeah.
Najee.
Yeah.
Steelers career, though, Najee.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get you
It's a
dub.
testament to both of them dudes, though. And that's, it ain't like a shot at one. It's it's a testament, but it's that's kind of where they are, though.
And when we moved off of Connor, I think everyone agreed it made
definitely
sense.
made sense.
We need someone that's more available, more reliable. He just hasn't done it. Hopefully it works out with Arizona. It did.
And he's done a great job of staying healthy out there.
Let's get you dub. We'd probably be a lot less upset at Tomlin if he showed any emotion on the sideline. I know there's value in being calm, but show something when you're getting blown out by the other team.
I mean, people get upset with him. I've seen him say, "Oh, yo, he's popping his chest like he's a cheerleader." It's like, bro. So if he shows emotion in a positive way, that's bad. If he don't show emotion, it's not enough. That's bad. You know how that go, man. But to just give you,
you could definitely tell he's pissed off.
Yeah, I was about to say to just give you a little from players' perspective on it. Emotion is cool, but professionally, bro, if you're overly emotional to the point where you having these big expressions after everything, whether it's good or bad, we're looking at you like, bro, you're not the right person for the job. We need somebody that can be even killed. We need somebody that it doesn't matter how high or how low, you're going to be that same constant McDonald's #1, no matter where I'm at in the world. You my Big Mac, baby. I need that. If I got you and now you jumping up and down, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's like, no, bro, we got to chill. Because what happens when this fumble happens? Are you going to be, yo, stupid son of a god dang it, get that? We can't do that either. We got to be chill, baby. We got to be locked in. So you got to understand how we're going to communicate with each other, what is cool to express and what you do see from Coach Tomlin. Like Deke said, bro, you can see his face on occasion, man. When he's pissed, we all know he's pissed. He ain't got to go over here and da. Or give me the Dan Campbell and start I ain't got to give me the crying either, man. And it's like, if you do that, do it in the press conference like you saw Dan Campbell do it. Dan Campbell on the sidelines, oh my God, this is all my fault. Nah. He ain't over there either beating it. Like, hey, man, I told y'all suck. Nah.
Sirianni does that a little bit.
He does. And people get on him a little bit too because of it. But as players, man, we like to take emotion out of it. We say, yo, you can't have a lot of emotion in this thing because when I got to talk to you, I don't have time for you to tell me, hey, bro, you hurt my feelings because of how you said that. It's like, yo, shut the F up and get to that B gap, bro. You know what time we on. And your response is, I got you, fam. Don't say nothing else. Say less. You know what I mean? That's just a part of it. So from an emotional standpoint, man, we don't do a ton of that, man. So I can understand why you could see it as you need to show more of that. But just from the player side, it's like, yeah, bro, don't give me all that, man. Sit down, coach. Chill. Yeah, I know I got this sack, but you expect me to get it, right? So why you praying to God and throwing on you ain't never think I could do it anyways? Because I'm going to have issue with that also. Yeah, one way or the other. It's like, chill. I got you. You got me. Let's rock.
Let's go, UW. The Steelers have failed to register more than 47 sacks in 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. Where are our sacks at? We used to lead the league almost every year.
Facts. That's the convo we've been having with the way that we got our defense built right now. We're built on one-on-one pass rushers, interior and exterior. When those guys are doing it, we get the numbers that we want, and the sack totals reflect that. Unfortunately, though, those guys, for varying reasons, man, haven't been able to do that. And that's why you've heard a change in my tempo and tone this whole offseason. In terms of saying, yeah, we don't need to have all that money invested over there because we're not getting the same return anymore. So with that, it is time to start looking at other ways to restructure it or even extend if that means we can free up cap space to get more resources on offense. But that's kind of where I'm at with it, though, man.
Yeah. You you start blitzing more.
Yeah.
You can get some better players in here, or have the players that we have just doing a better job of getting pressure.
Yeah.
I guess there's ways to do it, but I mean, wins is the ultimate goal. But obviously,
1,000%.
getting the sacks will help that.
It adds to it, though. 1,000%.
Absolutely.
It adds to it. And we're a pressure group. Like,
I
regardless
just
of how
don't
you
want to be
create
going for sacks, but then we're
Yeah.
getting cooked on the back end.
Well, because that's what I would say. Like, a pressure group, we want to create pressure. It's just not predicated one way or the other, whether it's blitzing or one-on-one pass rush. We just want to create a pressure environment where your quarterback isn't able to feel comfortable. We feel like when quarterbacks have to play faster than they are, accustomed to or comfortable doing, they typically will make mistakes. That's why you'll see different teams try different blitzing packages, or you got the Myles Garretts, the TJ Watts, the Mike Parsons of the world, right? Where you just say, you guys are just special assassins. We drop y'all off. You get paid quarterback money because we feel like your impact at that position is quarterback-like. And as long as the production is there, we don't look at any of those deals sideways. It's when those guys are hurt or production slips, that's when they get looked at a certain way.
Tons of fun. Last one here says, no, he didn't say anything. He says, gift Moats membership to Simeon McDaniels.
Shout out to Tons of Fun, paying it for being an absolute rock star at life, and Simeon McDaniels. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed, baby. I like it. All right, bro. So I think we caught up on all of those. All right, Deke. I'm gonna just jankily ask you real quick. How many did you say we had left from the other one? It's probably like 20.
Yeah, like 20. I'd say.
I bet. So we'll hit that on next week. Or I said next week show. Jeez, next show. I like it. Cause yeah, man, we good little decent time right now. 6:46, man. It ain't bad. It's
good show.
Yeah, man. I like that. So that will conclude today's show. But if you enjoyed it, man, y'all hit that like button one time for the culture, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. But either way, we appreciate each and every one of y'all out there, man. Enjoy the holiday, Martin Luther King Day, man. And y'all stay safe. And until next time, baby.
Peace.